And a very pleasant good evening, football fans, and welcome to Baker Gator High School football on WTJT 90.1 FM, WTJT.org, and Jock Jive's YouTube channel. Tonight we are live from Baker, Florida, inside the press box of Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium, home of the Baker Gators. 2 weeks ago, Baker opened the season with Rocky Bayou Christian School, and the Gators knocked out the Knights 52-7. Tonight, they host the South Walton Seahawks. Last year, Baker traveled to South Walton, and the Gators pluck, snip, and clip the wings of the Seahawks by winning 40-20. Tonight, the Seahawks look to avenge last year's loss, but the Gators have won 30 straight and are determined to keep their streak alive tonight. The Gators, the Seahawks, clash in the swamp. Stay tuned, pregame and kickoff all coming up. And once again, a very pleasant good evening, football fans, and thanks for listening to Baker Gator High School Football. I'm Mark Forehand, just so great to be back with you. And with me once again, it's a blessing to have with me Pastor Jesse Jernigan. Jesse, it's been 2 weeks since we first broadcast together, but it seems like an entire season since we were last here.
It does. I'm excited to be back and enjoyed being able to go for mine and your inaugural announcing debut. And now we're in our second game, so maybe we can get it right this time, right?
That's right. Practice makes perfect. Well, last but certainly not least, the final member of our team is our roving silent reporter, Robbie Colburne. Robbie, welcome back, my friend.
Hey, man, I'm just glad to be here. I'm just excited for some more high school football. You said it a while ago. It's been 2 weeks, seemed like an eternity. But now we're back out here playing again.
All right. Well, new to our pregame show this year, Jesse, is your interview with head coach Matt Brunson. And so earlier, you were in his office, and let's go right to the interview with Jesse Jernigan and head coach Matt Brunson.
We're here live with Coach Brunson, and Coach, thanks again for allowing us to come in and do this interview and be able to talk to you every week and get your insight on it. And wanted to talk a little bit about last week's game, give you a chance to maybe give us a quick recap on your thoughts on last week's game.
Yeah, it's good to be 1-0. We felt like after our kickoff classic with Northview, we had a little bit of a sluggish start, come out, had a couple penalties, and didn't convert and score on our first possession. So we put a lot of emphasis on starting fast, and I think the offense, kind of did that. We scored on the first possession or the first play of the first scrimmage, and then the first defensive possession, I think we had a pick six, went down and scored, and our offensive and defensive lines pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage and dictated, that we were going to have a big night. And Rocky Bayou was a little bit outmanned, which I thought going in that might be the case, but it was good for us to get a win under our belt, get a lot of people in the game, and gain some valuable experience that'll help us down the road. But now, we after an open week too, we're ready to go again.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited about that. Excited to see you guys perform tonight. And I know y'all are up against South Walton, the Seahawks, a much improved team from last year. Had great success against them last year. But this year, maybe, I think it was last week, they may have passed the ball somewhere over 40 times. And how do you, as a 1A team, prepare for an anomaly kind of like that where they pass the ball over 40 times in a game? How do you guys prepare for that?
Yeah, they're definitely going to put the ball in the air. We work during the summer when we don't have pads, doing 7-on-7 activities where we throw and work on defending the pass. But those guys have a very, good passing attack. They're going to be 3 and 4 and 5 wide. And definitely we're going to have to play good on the back end. But I think the best pass defense sometimes is bringing pressure. And so hopefully we'll pick some good spots and be able to get some pressure. And, interested to see how it plays out. They got a quarterback in Drake Roberts that I don't know what his completion percentage is, but he's got, some guys that catch the ball real well and he gets it out of his hands fast. So it'll be tough. But, it'll be a different presentation that somewhat we're used to and we see a lot, but definitely our guys have worked hard this week in preparation, and we're excited about having a big night.
Absolutely. I know we mentioned last week that the struggles of practicing football in Florida during the summer and battling rain, afternoon showers, lightning, if it's anywhere in the area. How did that work out for you last week, Coach, as far as being able to practice, get in the field? Did you have to switch times, or how were you guys able to manage that?
Well, now, I think having the open week 2 was good because we have not practiced but one day outside per week. But now this Monday night was Labor Day, so we got out at 7 p.m. and got a full practice in Tuesday and Wednesday. I think the storm going up the East Coast kind of brought some dry air in. It's been hot, but at the same time, we've been outside. So we have had a full week of practice this week, which has been our first full week of the fall. So we've definitely been thankful for that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, tonight's game, again, it's against the Seahawks. What do you feel like will be some of the keys to success for tonight's game?
Well, offensively, our big guys up front have done a great job in the offseason getting strong and physical, and I think, I'd put those guys up against anybody, We're going to block down, kick out, and, try to take care of the ball, not have negative plays. Ball security is number one, not having negative plays number two, and finish drives. And if we do that, our offense can be successful. Defensively, we got to cover well, and we're not going to take away everything, but our guys on the back end, number one, can't get beat deep, make 5-yard hitches and outs, be 5-yard gains, get them on the ground. And then if we get them in third down in long situations, we're definitely going to bring pressure. So if we can stop them a little bit on first, second down and bring pressure, be patient, we'll have a big night.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited about the game, Coach. Excited to see the outcome of it. Know the boys are going to do really good. Last question I have for you is maybe on your special teams. I know we had several missed field goals last week. Is that something you guys are going to continue to work on, or are we going to move to maybe going to 2-point conversions, or how are you looking out for that?
Well, we've got some 2-point conversion plays in the bag for sure, but now we've got a new snapper, new holder, new kicker, and they work extremely hard, and hopefully we're going to get better percentage out of that team tonight and hopefully get to use it a lot. But when need be, we've got some 2-point plays dialed up. Absolutely.
Well, Coach, any final thoughts for tonight?
No, just invite everyone out. I think the weather's going to be awesome, a little bit cooler, less humid than the last Friday night for sure, and we're ready for some football.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice-weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com. WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898. 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
And welcome back to Baker High School. The Baker Gators and the South Walton Seahawks in action tonight. The Gators come in with one win under the belt. They beat Rocky Bayou 2 weeks ago. Then they had an open date early in the season. Jesse, seemed like unusual to have an open date your second week. Nonetheless, it is what it is.
Sure.
And South Walton comes in. They have lost both their games. They're 0-2 at Jesse. They lost to 7A Fort Walton Beach.
Right.
They were annihilated by the Vikings 35-7. Last week, they're scalped by Walton County Braves 27-0. Right. So tonight, a little bit more of their competition.
Sure.
But this is no cakewalk. Baker, the state runner-up twice in the past 3 years, this will be another big test for South Walton.
It will be, and the success that Baker showed very early in the game last week on the first play of scrimmage, scoring a touchdown quickly like that, I believe that is setting a precedence for this season and setting a good example for what we believe they're going to do even tonight. And I know we mentioned that they had that off week right there at the very beginning, or rather the second week. I think that will play to their advantage, especially with all the heat and everything that's going on. That will give them one more week to recuperate before they start getting into some tough competition like they have tonight.
Well, it is a little bit cooler, and I mean just a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
The Gators in their traditional home jerseys, the maroon with white numbers, the maroon pants, and maroon helmets. Team captains are number 3, Sam Croson. Number 7 is Jack Adams. Number 51 is Dustin Oglesby. And number 5 is Nathan Fleming. Team captains for South Walton is number 4, Drake Roberts. Number 15, Zane King Williamson. And number 33, Tyler Mitchum. And Robbie Cole is down there for the coin toss. Let's go to Robbie.
High School Athletic Association talks about sportsmanship. You've all heard this from the time y'all play Pee Wee ball to now, all right? White talk to white, red talk to red. All right, I've got a coin right here. Tails and heads. Tails and heads. If you're the visiting team, you get to call. What do you like? What do you call? It is tails. You've won the call. Kick, receive, or defer. All right, which way you want to kick? All right, white over here with me, red over there. White won the toss, white will receive.
So, there you go, the coin toss. And also now South Walton, I forgot to mention, in their white jerseys with the green numbers, I guess a forest green number, white pants, and green helmets. So that was an interesting, that's a first for us.
First for us, yeah. Sounded pretty cool. Getting a real referee perspective there.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, before we get too far into the game, I want to wish a couple of folks today a happy birthday.
Yes.
Two that are very close and special to your family and ours.
Right.
And I'll go with the younger one first. And I want to wish my younger son, Seth, a happy birthday today. He is 23 years old. Now, when you came about 10 years ago to Baker, he was just barely a teenager in your youth group.
Barely. Little baby face Seth is what I called him.
That's right.
Still remember having some great pictures of him, and he's been an amazing kid to be around, and now a young man, and literally a man. I mean, he is not just a young man anymore, doing great on his own and working hard, and we wish him a very happy birthday today.
That's right. And now also, our pastor's wife, Mike White, his wife, Sister Debbie.
Yes.
Her birthday is today. Now, she's not 23, 33, 43, and I'll stop.
Oh, yeah, you better stop right there.
But anyway, I want to wish a happy birthday to Seth and also to Sister Debbie White. Hope they've had a great day today and a great night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we are set for football. Like we said earlier, Jesse, it's been 2 weeks, and it seems like an entire season. But here we are. Baker 1-0, South Walton 0-2, and also now Jesse Baker has won 30 straight games regular season. Regular season.
Wow.
Still
Wow.
30 straight games. Now,
That's impressive.
it is, but now back in the mid-'80s, I want to say they hit like 39 or 42, somewhere in that area. Jack Allen could tell us better.
Sure.
But so this team is on that same track.
Right.
But
They've got some big shoes to fill. Very big shoes to fill.
Exactly. So looking forward to this. And here come your Baker Gators. So, Jesse, any final thoughts before we kick this ball game off?
The only thing I can say is we're looking really hard and depending very much on our defensive line to put some pressure on the quarterback for the Seahawks, and I believe that's going to be a key to success tonight, and I'm looking forward to some great defensive play.
So, here we go again. The place kicker this year for Baker is Pierce Thompson. As you said, this is his first year. You got a new kicker, new holder, new long snapper. And I'm guessing, you said earlier, 2 weeks ago, Baker took the opening kickoff. On the first play from scrimmage, Joe Brunson breaks it for 66 yards. So we'll get a chance. So this week, Baker on defense first, and we'll see how that goes.
Setting the tone on defense is going to be key.
And we are just about set. Baker and South Walton. Baker, 1 win, no loss, and South Walton looking for that first win. And also now, Coach Brunson, this is his 9th season against South Walton. He had 7 wins and only 1 loss. That 1 loss was 5 years ago, 2014. So a 4-game streak on the line here for Baker, and South Walton trying to break it. The pooch kick, when we're underway. And no fair catch was called, and that ball is live, Jesse, but I believe South Walton will recover and take over near their 30-yard line.
Looks like it dropped about 5 or 6 yards in front of the nearest receiver for the South Walton Seahawks there, and he didn't run up and try to fair catch that. Live ball, could have been a turnover, could have been a quick reception for Baker there, but they did fall on it.
And starting for the Baker defense, that defensive end is number 2, Zane Steele. Defensive tackle, number 62, Carter Mason. The nose guard is Garrett Mitchum. Defensive tackle on the other side is Joshua Gamble. Defensive end, Eric McQueen. The linebackers, Joe Brunson, Devin Jordan, Seth Bassa, Ethan Edge. And in the backfield is Long, Adams, and Nathan Fleming. South Walton in spread formation. Quarterback is number 4, Drake Roberts, 6 foot, 181 pounds. And Jesse, first play, and there seems to be some confusion already. I don't know if maybe the officials are having some confusion with the clock. We are waiting for the whistle, and here we go. Spread formation for South Walton. Drake Roberts is your quarterback. Awaits the snap from his center. Has a man in motion. Takes the snap. Back to pass. It's a short pass. Almost picked off by Jack Adams. He knocks it away. He was going for number 2 there, Jim Allen.
Wonderful read by Jack Adams there. Had a step on the receiver. Watched the quarterback the entire way. Read his eyes and got in there and knocked that play dead. Great job.
Second down and 10 for South Walton from their 34-yard line. Just underway. 11:52 to go in this first quarter. South Walton and Baker. Again, spread formation, shotgun formation for South Walton. And Roberts hands off to his running back, and he's brought down by Jack Adams quickly across the 35-yard line. And ball is handed off to Dylan Garner.
A couple yards on that play, not too much to hurt Baker. Great read again by Jack Adams getting in there from the secondary. Wonderful job.
Correction, that was actually Tyler Mitchum on the carry. Picks up about a couple of yards, brings up 3rd down, 8. The ball just shy of the 37-yard line. 11:26 to go first quarter. This time Roberts keeps the ball, and he goes nowhere. Garrett Mitchum in there on the stop, along with that whole defensive front.
Exactly. That's what we were talking about pregame, and Coach mentioned as well. It's going to be very imperative for that defensive line to break through the offensive line to get some penetration so they can make sure they disrupt the passing game of the Seahawks.
And it's a loss back to the original line of scrimmage, the 34-yard line, 4th and 10, and South Walton drops into punt formation. 10:54 to go. It's a high, spiraling punt. Joe Brunson takes the ball to his 35. He's to the 40. The 45 cuts it back inside. He's across midfield, and he's finally brought down by South Walton. Tackle is made by number 54. That's Lawrence Corcoran. So now the Gators, defensively, that's a great way to start, 3 and out.
You can't ask for any better than that. They stayed containment, very good coverage. They stayed with their reads, and defensive line did a great job to get a 3 and out.
And starting quarterback for the Gators is number 3, Sam Croson. He's under his center, Dylan LaFleur. In the backfield is Seth Baxa at fullback, and tailback is Joe Brunson, who 2 weeks ago broke that open and play for 66 yards. 1st and 10 Baker from their 49. No score, 10-42 first quarter. Sam under quarterback. Hands off to Joe Brunson up the middle. And Joe gains a couple of yards, and he gets brought down about the South Walton 47-yard line. 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6.
The other defensive linebackers on that for the Seahawks had a pretty good read on that play, and were able to get right there where Brunson was. But overall, still got about 4 yards, it looks like, on the carry. Pretty good, productive first play.
2nd down and 6 for Baker from the South Walton 47-yard line. In the backfield again is Sam Croson at quarterback, Seth Baxa at fullback, and Joe Brunson at tailback. Split wide to the left is Ashton Morrison and Nathan Fleming. Up front, the big guys, and we'll call them out in just a moment. Under center is Sam Croson. Hands off to Joe. Joe right up the middle. He's across the 40 and brought down by number 4. That's Drake Roberts. But it's a 1st down for the Baker Gators.
Great run there. Great. Able to stay in his lane. Right behind the guard that did a kick out there. Pulled around the right side. He did a great job following his lead blocker and was able to pick up the 1st down.
9:54 first quarter. 1st and 10 Baker at the South Walton 39-yard line. No score. We mentioned Dylan LaFleur, the center. And to the right of him is Gavin Vaccarello and Dustin Oglesby. And now Sam Croson again hands off to Joe Brunson. And Joe right in the middle. He's across the 35, stopped at the 33-yard line. Tackle made by number 15. That's Zane King Williamson. About 5-yard run. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jesse.
Again, he had another good carry there for about 5 yards. Did a great job.
It is 2nd down and 5 from the South Walton 33-yard line. 9:16 to go in the first. And on the left side of the line is Carter Mason at left guard and Ethan Cadenhead at left tackle. There'll also be substitutions with Matthew McClure and Zake Miller. I'll get that right in just a moment. 2nd down and 5. And Croson hands off this time to Seth Baska. He breaks one. He's across the 20-yard line and stopped right at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Baker.
Consistently moving the chains, something that South Walton was not able to do on their first drive, but Baker is being consistent with their play. Everyone's staying in their spots. They're blocking down, kicking out, doing a great job, and running the ball right up the middle, getting some major gains.
Yeah, Devin Jordan and Blake Lawson will also be in on that left side. 8:41 to go in the first. No score. Timeout. Back after this.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
And back to live action. And right now, Robbie Kolb has a report for us. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, guys, the best defense, I think, for the Gators is what they're doing right now, the ground and pound.
The ground and pound. Is that an original Robbie Kolb, the pound and ground?
Sounds like it could be.
Could be.
Hey, it works.
It works. It is 1st and 10 for the Baker Gators. Ball placed at the South Walton 24-yard line. 8:41 to go in the first. No score, but Joe Brunson has been the workhorse except for that last run by Seth Baska. Sam Croson under center now looks to the sideline. He has Baxa in the backfield, and again Baxa off the right side, and he is stopped by a flock of Seahawks, headed up by number 11, Gabe Harrison, and he's actually gets about 2 yards on that forward progress.
Yeah. Still did a pretty good job, even though they had the play read from the very beginning. Still muscled through for a few yards, so we didn't lose any yards on that. Great job.
It took 4 Seahawks to bring them down. So 2nd down, 8 from the South Walton 22, 8:11 to go in the first. Seth Baxa at fullback and Joe Brunson at tailback. Jack Adams goes to the tight end position. Pitch back is to Joe Brunson, left side. He's across the 20, trying to get to the sideline and finally forced out of bounds on the far side, but that should be a first down for the Baker Gators. Great run by Joe Brunson.
I love what Baxa did right there. He went around the edge and sealed that corner for Brunson, which freed him up to be able to run around the left side and get a first down, a big gain for a first down.
First quarter, 7:53, no score. Gators have the ball just inside the 10-yard line as first and goal from the 8. And the team looks to the sideline. Ashton Morrison comes to the right side at split end. And Jack Adams at the tight end position. Sam Croson under center. Hands off to Joe Brunson. Joe zigzags through the line and is stopped close to the 5-yard line. About the 4, looks like, Jesse. But second down and goal for the Gators.
And one thing that's great about this drive so far, every play is a positive gain. We've not lost any yards on any play yet, which is going to translate, it looks like, into a touchdown the next couple plays.
And they're eating up that clock as well.
Yes. Keeping that offense for the Seahawks off the field is key. And keeping our defense rested up as well, especially our secondary.
And wearing their defense down.
Yep.
7:20 to go in the first quarter. Second down and goal. The ball just inside the 5-yard line. And now a timeout is called and taken by the Baker Gators. No score. We'll be right back.
Milligan Assembly of God is a proud sponsor of Baker Gator football. Our service times are on Sundays at 9:30 for Sunday school, 10:30 for morning worship, and 6 p.m. for Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service is on Wednesday nights starting at 7 p.m., and there's something for every age group of the family. You can connect with us at mag.church, and you can check us out on Facebook. From Pastor Mike White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say, Go Gators! Yay!
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9815 or on the web at OkaloosaFCU.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship, or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union. Achieving goals together.
Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Sam Croson, quarterback keeper. He boosts David on the right side. Sam's got green grass. Touchdown, Baker Gators. So Joe Brunson, the workhorse, the whole drive, and then Sam Croson takes it in the final 4 yards and touchdown, Baker Gators.
Great job on the misdirection there, the fake handoff to the left, and then left Sam all by himself on the right side. Great job with the, I think it might have been the tight end that pulled there and went to the right with him and sealed off that edge, gave him a little help on the right side, helped him get into the end zone for a touchdown.
So now, Jesse, we'll see how much that practice has paid off. For kicker, Pierce Thompson. The holder is Nathan Fleming. And here we go. The ball's down. The kick is up. It is good. So their practice pays off.
They've been doing a great job with that.
7:06, first quarter. Your score, Baker 7, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
And so, Jesse, the Gators go 51 yards, use up about 4 minutes, and they take the early lead 7-0 over South Walton.
Absolutely. Great drive by the Gators there. I can't quite remember exactly what Robbie called that, our best defense.
Pound and ground?
Ground and pound.
Ground and pound. I love it. It's working for us so far.
So, Pierce Thompson and Jesse, do you wager he's going to pooch kick again?
I think so.
Indeed he does, and no fair catch is called and is taken by South Walton. And finally brought down by the Baker Gators near the South Walton 35-yard line.
I think he maybe ran about 40 yards and gained about 4 because he had to go around the whole entire coverage team there, but he did a good job by not losing the ball for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I believe it was Caleb Lindsay on the carry and Josh Smith on the tackle for Baker. So South Walton, 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. And I've really been surprised that they've not called a fair catch with all the plays last year when they just got just knocked out by Joe Brunson. But anyway, Drake Roberts, quarterback for South Walton, he's in shotgun formation, drops back to pass, goes to the air. He's got a man. He hits this man. That is number 3, Cade Roberts. And Nathan Fleming makes the tackle.
Along with Jesse Jordan, I think, was right there on the coverage as well.
Exactly. That's an 8-yard pass play. 2nd down 2 for South Walton from their 43-yard line. And so far, I've been impressed by the arm of this young Drake Roberts. Now, he's not gone long yet, but he's getting those short passes completed and making the plays.
Seems cool under pressure, which is good.
2nd down and 2 from the 43-yard line. Again, shotgun formation for Drake Roberts. He's got a man in motion. That's Cade Roberts. Roberts again to the air, and this time it bounces and falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 2 for South Walton.
Our coverage was back a little bit on that as far as our cornerbacks. They were off the ball a little bit further than maybe you would want for a quick pass like that. Maybe they were expecting him to go long for one play to try to shoot for the end zone, but they were right there. He was within a couple steps of him and ready to go. I think it was Nathan Fleming on the coverage there.
6:48, first quarter. Baker on top by 7. 3rd and 2 for South Walton. And a little premature. He wanted to get a head start. Number 24, that's a Kaysen Schott. He is a little over anxious and jumps off sides. He took a running start.
I think he was trying to make sure that if he didn't have the referees watching him, I think he would have kept going. He was trying to get behind the defense.
So that backs him up 5 yards. It is 3rd down and 7 from the 38-yard line. So, Jesse, this will definitely change your play calling when you go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
Sure. It doesn't leave very many options. You got to get the ball past the sticks. You got to move them.
He's got 3 split wide right. Drake Roberts rolls to his left, looking to pass. Good protection, gets the ball off, but I believe at one hop, Cade Roberts trying to make his case that he caught the ball, but the official says nope, it hit the ground first. So the Gators hold them.
Like Jack Adams and Joe Brunson were right there with the receiver. He just short-hopped him a little bit, got a little rushed on his pass, and now it's 4th down. Looks like about 7 or 8 yards.
6:44 to go in this opening quarter. And so once again, South Walton drops back into punt formation, and they've yet to cross the 50-yard line. Baker's defense really just pounded them. Joe Brunson waits at his 33. There's a flag. Let's see what this call is. It is offsides against the Baker Gators. Now you go from 4th and about 7 to 4th and 2. Now, Jesse, do you think they might gamble and go for it here, or would you still play it safe and just punt the ball away this early in the game?
I was going to say, it's pretty early in the game to be taking risks like this, especially the way that the Baker Gators march down the field. Looks like they're going to stay in that punt formation.
Indeed they do. There's the snap. And once again, it's a high spiraling punt. Joe Brunson calls the fair catch at his 25-yard line. 6:37 to go, first quarter. Baker 7, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Verdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. Mark Forehand and Jesse Jernigan, along with Robbie Colburne, the man of just a vast amount of knowledge. That Robbie Colburne is. He's a walking encyclopedia. 6:37 to go, and Baker leads at 7-0. courtesy of a 4-yard bootleg by quarterback Sam Croson. The extra point by Pierce Thompson, and we're up 7-0. And once again, the Baker defense holding South Walton on their side at the 50.
They've been doing a fantastic job, and I knew that front four was going to be very important to the success of the Gators tonight, and they've been holding very strong.
And, Jesse, this may be the deepest we've seen Baker. I know it's a short season or a young season, but the deepest in their territory this year, their 25-yard line. Joe Brunson busts right up the middle, and he's across or close to the 30-yard line. A 5-yard run for Joe, and it's 2nd down and 5 for the Gators. .6:18, the clock rolling. Sam Croson and the rest of him looking to the sideline for the next play. Split wide right is Ashton Morrison and Nathan Fleming. And, Jesse, I'm anxious to see Sam Croson's arm, see just what he can do with a pass. But, yet, so far on this young season, just maybe a couple of short passes. Joe Brunson up the middle again, and Joe just bulls his way across the 30. A flag comes in. And it looks like there was some scuffling there after the play. Joe's very close to the first down, but the flag goes against Baker. But I believe it's a sideline warning he was given.
Yeah, it looks a sideline warning against the Gators.
So they will march the ball back to the Baker 31-yard line. Down marker still says 2nd down and 5 yards to go. We're at 5:48 in this first quarter. Baker on top 7-0. This is their second series of the first quarter. Sam Croson, the backup last year to Peyton Rockwell, and Joe Brunson stepping in for Junior McLaughlin. And there's been some big shoes to fill, but so far Joe Brunson has done a fair job. It is a young season so far, just this the second game, but nonetheless, play clock is stopped at 25. Sam Croson looks to the sideline for directions. Now he goes under center, Dylan LaFear, and Joe Brunson left side. He finds a hole. He's across midfield. He's to the 40, the 30. They won't stop him. He's got reservations for 6. Touchdown, Baker Gators.
And that was number 7, Mark.
That's what I said, number 7, Jack Adams.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Busted it down that left side. He did a great job. He was going so fast we couldn't even see his number.
That's right. He left his number behind. A 69-yard run for Jack Adams, and the Gators go up top 13-0. You know, we may have to just cut Robbie off. No, we do want to get the right player. I just assumed it was Joe Brunson for some reason. But, yeah, Jack Adams, what a great play.
Well, he has been running the ball all night long, so to have somebody stepping in a different position.
So now Pierce Thompson on for the extra point. The kick is up, but it's over to the left side. No good. Nonetheless, with 5:34 to go in this first quarter, Baker on top 13-0 back after this.
Staff here at WTJT would like to say thank you to Health Smart Pharmacy and Melody Thompson for their support of WTJT and this year's live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football. Health Smart Pharmacy offers a wide range of products and services. Not only can they meet your pharmaceutical needs, they also have products such as Simple Southern t-shirts, You Might Be, gift cards, and mugs. They also have Sorelli and other fashion jewelry. They have collegiate items as well as country western gifts for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. And of course, they have t-shirts for our local Baker Gators. Health Smart Pharmacy is located on the left just through the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone at 850-537-6266. Thanks again to Health Smart Pharmacy for your support of WTJT and our local football team.
And so the first play against Rocky Bayou, Joe Brunson goes 66. Jack Adams says, watch this, Joe, I'll go 69.
That's right. It seems like a great dynamic duo right there for the Gators.
Batman and Robin. 5:34, the pooch kick by Thompson. No fair catch is called. It's bobbled by South Walton. He's plastered at the 30-yard line, but South Walton recovers. But that was not a great decision made. Was that number?
Looked like Nathan Fleming on that big hit there for the Gators. Did a great job getting down there quickly on coverage. And again, they didn't call a fair catch. And that's the result of not calling a fair catch with a pooch kick. And maybe that's the intention of Coach Brunson as well on some plays. If they choose not to call a fair catch, gives us a great chance to get the ball back.
Exactly. 1st and 10, South Walton, their third series of the first quarter. From their 30-yard line, they trail 13-0, 5:31 to go. And Drake Roberts this time pitches the ball out. And it's forced out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Actually, he was forced out way back. It's a yard gain. Second down 9, yeah. Nathan Fleming forced the South Walton running back out of bounds. Second down 9 for South Walton from their 31. Again, that spread formation. Drake Roberts is your quarterback. 3 wide receivers. It's Cade Roberts, Jim Allen to the left-hand side. Roberts to the air, quickly hits Cade Roberts, and he's brought down quickly by Joe Brunson.
The great coverage there by the Gators to be right on top of that whenever he passed the ball when the completion was made. And also, even on that play, the defensive line was still getting great pressure on the quarterback, making him make quick decisions, fast passes, which is never good for a quarterback. You want to have time to survey the defense. But that made him make a quick decision to go to the short yardage.
Devin Jordan also in on that tackle with Joe Brunson. It's a short gain. The ball is at the 37-yard line. It is 3rd down and 3 yards. 4:48 to go in the first. Again, shotgun formation for South Walton. Roberts rolls to his right. He's being pursued by Basta. And he's also being pursued by Carter Mason. He throws that ball away, and it falls incomplete. But that time, just several Gators found their way to the backfield, and Drake Roberts running for his life.
Yeah, great job again by the D-line and by the linebackers as well, getting through the defensive line, finding some gaps and putting pressure right in the quarterback's face.
So once again, Jesse, 4th down for South Walton. 4th and 3 from their 37-yard line. 4:36 to go in the first quarter, and they drop back into punt formation. Now, eventually, they're going to have to gamble and go for it on 4th down. Of course, so far, that's not worked even on just, the regular series. This punt not quite as high, but it takes a nice South Walton roll down inside the 25-yard line of the Baker Gators. And so now the Gators once again take over 1st and 10. Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks, no bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
Welcome back. Sam Croson under center. And handoff is Joe Brunson. And Joe gets a couple yards out to the 27-yard line, brings up 2nd down 8 for the Gators.
They're staying consistent with what's been working all night long for the Gators tonight, and running that ball right up the middle between Brunson and Jack Adams, and they've been very successful, so I don't see any reason why to change at this point.
Exactly. Under 4 minutes now to go in the first quarter. Baker on top, 13-0, 2nd down and 8 from their 27-yard line. And Joe Brunson at tailback. Seth Baxa is at fullback, and Sam Croson under center. Joe again takes the ball over the right side, and he's brought down by number 53. That's Matthew Christensen.
Again, a consistent 4 yards, pounding it right up the middle, moving the sticks. We're probably 3 yards away from another first down for the Gators, and they're just being consistent. Everybody's staying on their blocks, and when you do that, at some point you're going to wear that defense out, and you're going to have a big one like we did last drive.
Indeed. 3rd down and 3, as Jesse said, from the 31-yard line. 3:15 first quarter. Baker on top, 13-0. Again in the backfield is Croson, Baxa, and Brunson. And it's Brunson off the left side behind Carter Mason, and he's brought down just shy of the 35-yard line. So now Jesse, we may be seeing a fourth down for the first time. No, it is a first down, looks like.
Yep, they called a first down, yeah.
Okay, it was
absolutely
very close.
very close, yeah.
First and 10, Baker, ball just shy of their 35-yard line. 2:51 to go in the first, and Baker on top 13-0. And now, look, everyone is comes in tight for this play. In motion goes Joe Brunson and Sam Croson. Hands off, and for the first time tonight, we see some negative yardage. And I believe that was Seth Baxa on the carry, Jesse. And
looked like they had maybe like a wing formation going on there. Everybody, like you said, was tight, and I think it would be wonderful.
Actually, give him 1 yard progress, and it's like Robbie wants to say something. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, just wanted to say on that previous play when we got the first down, great second effort by Joe Brunson. He just dug his feet in the ground and pushed himself over the line to gain.
Again, that tight formation, I believe you called it some kind of a wing formation.
Backs, yeah.
In motion is Joe Brunson. He takes the pitch from Croson. He finds a hole. He's to the 40, the 45. He crosses midfield and finally brought down inside South Walton territory. And a nice run by Joe Brunson. And tackle is made by number 68 for South Walton. That is Matthew Lowett.
Did a great job on that wing tee there, getting around the outside, and great job for anyone who has speed like Joe Brunson that can cut that corner and pick up multiple yards. And again, another Baker Gator first down.
Yeah, first and 10, Baker at the South Walton 44. A minute 21 to go in this first quarter. Baker leads at 13-0. And Sam Croson under LaFleur. Garrett Mitchum in the backfield. Pitch back goes to Nathan Fleming left side. Nathan's across the 40 and brought down about the 39-yard line. Another 5-yard run for the Gators, second down and 5.
Changing the look a little bit on the South Walton defense for them to be able to see. Usually we're in that I formation, running in between the tackles, but now we're starting to get some speed sweeps going on, and it makes it a little bit confusing for the defense, not sure how they should line up, where they should put their back linebackers to be able to combat against that. It looks like it's working out pretty good for the Gators right now.
Garrett Mitchum comes out, and Seth Baxa goes back in at fullback. Second down and 5. We're under 30 seconds in this first quarter. Second down and 5 from the South Walton 39. Fleming in motion. Croson hands off to Baxa. Left side, and Baxa, he's down to the 35-yard line. He'll be just shy of the first down marker.
Again, another great sweep there by the Gators and getting those blocks to the outside. That's a tough job for some of the big guys to get out and move and get to the edge and get to the end, but they're doing a great job of moving their feet, getting out ahead of the play, and picking up some good blocks for the Gators.
Here goes on that left side behind Carter Mason and Ethan Cadenhead. And that's going to end the first quarter. At the end of one, Baker 13, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
And welcome back to Baker High School. As we start the second quarter, Baker leads at 13-0 over South Walton, and they face third down and 1 from the South Walton 36-yard line. Mark Forehand and Jesse Jernigan, Robbie Colburne with you on this Friday night, the first Friday in September. Sam Croson under center. Hands off to Nathan Fleming, left side. He's got the first down and more. He's to the 20, the 15. He spins, trying to break one tackle, and finally brought down by South Walton inside the 10-yard line. But Jesse, what a great run by Nathan Fleming.
Second, third, fourth effort on that one. He was powering his way. He refused to be denied. He was going for that end zone. Did a great job on that play. And again, the guys getting out in front, blocking for them, created a great hole, a great end for him to get around and get all that yardage. Great job all the way around for the Gators.
A 27-yard run by Nathan Fleming, first and goal inside the 10. Again, Nathan Fleming left side. He's across the goal line. Touchdown, Baker Gators. So Croson, Adams, and now Fleming gets a touchdown.
Spreading it around.
There you go, 19-0 Baker. And now, Jesse, from an offensive standpoint, what's this do for the offense when they see their guys? I mean, what's that do for their morale?
Man, to have more than one person being able to score the touchdowns, it was fantastic. It looks fantastic, and I know from a team standpoint, that gets the entire team fired up. The ball's being passed around. Everybody's contributing to the win, and I know it's pumping up the Gators right now.
And it just wears down that South Walton defense.
Sure.
So now Pierce Thompson, he has they are going for two here, Jesse. They are going for the 2-point conversion here. Sam Croson stays in at quarterback. He's got Brunson in the backfield. Along the backside now, flag comes in, and that's going to most likely be against the offense, illegal procedure.
Looks like our two of our guards pulled a little bit early on that, got a little bit ahead of the play, trying to create some room for Croson around that right side.
They weren't too early, Jesse. The other 9 guys were too late.
They were too late. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. Always see. The 2 years I played high school ball, I was a backup offensive lineman, so it was always somebody else's fault.
Every time.
So now here we go again. Back him up 5 yards, and now from a 2-point conversion standpoint, this really changes your play because now you're 5 yards back, and it's not just an extra point. An extra point kick.
Right.
He's got Ashton Morrison split wide left. Sam Croson going through the air. He hits Nathan Fleming, Joe Brunson. And the 2-point conversion is good.
Wow, that was great. Joe Brunson got in on the action there as well. Got the 2-point conversion for the Gators. Great job.
11:32 to go in the second quarter. Baker 21, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
And welcome back. 11:32 until the half. Baker on top, 21-0 over South Walton. And Pierce Thompson set for the pooch kick. Again, this time fair catch is called for. Fair catch is called for by Tyler Mitchum, and then he started to run now. Is that a penalty? I thought that was a penalty if they fair catch and then, unless his momentum may have carried him forward, I don't know. But
very close to it. It looked like he was trying to take off. Maybe just his instincts from catching the ball makes him want to move a little bit. But very close to a penalty on that.
1st and 10, South Walton from their 32-yard line. They're down 21-0. They lost to Fort Walton Beach first game of the season, 35-7 last week. Walton County 27-0, and here they trail 21. Roberts to the air, and underthrows his man who's intended for Cade Roberts. I like the way he drops back and gets rid of that ball quickly.
Very fast, very quick delivery, which is a good thing whenever you're trying to hit the short passes. But if he ever gets to the point where he's having to take a little time to let his guys get down the field, that's going to be tough on him because our defensive line has been getting through. They've been getting through the offensive line very well all night long.
11:28 to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 for South Walton from their 32-yard line. Again, that same shotgun split formation. Drake Roberts is your quarterback for South Walton. Back to pass. Great protection. Goes to the air. He hits his man. He makes the catch. That's Jim Allen. And he brought down just shy of midfield Jack Adams on the tackle.
Yeah, and he dropped back, set his feet on that one, did a great job delivering a pass, a good 15 yards down the field on that. But our Jack Adams was right there with him step by step and took him down immediately after he caught the ball.
I'm just still amazed at his arm. It's fun to watch this young man throw that ball.
Got a wonderful arm, wonderful arm.
So 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line, South Walton. 11:07 in the second quarter. They're down 21-0. And Drake Roberts now awaits the snap. Back to pass. And again hits Cade Roberts at the Baker 48. Stopped by Jack Adams and Joe Brunson. And for the first time, Jesse, I think they are in Baker territory tonight.
They are. He's throwing strikes. He does have a fantastic arm, Mark. And he's throwing darts right to them. That time I think the receiver caught it there with one knee on the ground already. So he was already down, but a good 5-yard pass.
Exactly. 2nd down and 5 for South Walton from the Baker 48-yard line. And now South Walton starting to move that ball. Drake Roberts, your quarterback. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. Back to pass. Again, good protection. Goes to the air. Going for Cade Roberts. Goes right through his hands and almost into the hands of Joe Brunson, but it goes incomplete. 3rd down 5 for the Seahawks.
Hit him right in the hands. Jesse Jordan was right there on coverage to disrupt that pass. Looked like he was on him as soon as he caught it. Made it a little more difficult for him to keep his hands locked down on the ball that time. And it went right through his hands. And no harm, no foul on that one.
Exactly. 10:14 to go until the half. 3rd down and 5 for South Walton at the Baker 48. Again, Drake Roberts in shotgun. Got one man in the backfield. Drake Roberts dumps off short to his receiver. That's number 9, Zane Hamilton, with the catch. And he is stopped at the Baker 47. About a yard pickup brings up 4th down for the Seahawks.
And again, they look like they set up a screen pass there on the left side. And Jesse Jordan read it just right. Was able to stay right with his receiver. Met him pretty much right when he caught the ball again. So that's a good read by our defensive back.
Jesse is 4th and 4 at the Baker 47. Now they're in punt formation, but and it is a punt. I thought they might go for a fake. It's a terrible punt, but it takes a nice roll down to the Baker 10-yard line. Still rolling inside the 5 to the 4. So an ugly punt, but a great result.
That's right. Shows you how much respect they have for the Baker offense there as well. They don't want to give the ball over by mistake around midfield because they know that's going to turn into a sure touchdown for the Gators.
1st and 10 Baker from their 4. They're up 21-0 back in a moment.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898. 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. And Jesse, for the first time this season, the Gators are back as far as I can recall them being. They are back at their 4-yard line. It is Joe Brunson on the left side, and Joe is forced out of bounds near the 10. About a 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down and about 5 or 6 yards to go.
Yeah, they've yet to start within inside their own 10-yard line, so we'll see how they do with the lengthy field. I know they've got just under 10 minutes left in this quarter to be able to get it all the way down, but they've been marching all night long, and we expect the same thing from them on this drive as well.
Jesse, real quick, down in Fort Walton Beach in the second quarter, it's Niceville 9 and Fort Walton 7. 9-7 Niceville over Fort Walton, a very tight game there. Here is Baker up 21-0, 2nd down and 5 for the Gators from their 10. Again, it's like Joe Brunson. And he finds a hole. He's to the 30, the 40, the 50, the 40. He cuts it back to the middle. He's got one man to beat. He's to the 10, 5, and he finally makes it into the end zone. Almost runs out of gas, but that's about a 90-yard. He said, Jack Adams, watch this. Here's 90 yards.
Go from 60 to 70, now a 90-yard run. He did not want to be left out in the first half. He did a great job. Looked like he might have been running a little bit out of gas there around the 20-yard line, but still was able to pile it in there for a touchdown. Wow, that is impressive to watch.
But he got some great downfield blocking. Now here's Robbie Kolb.
Yeah, guys, just watching that play from my perspective, Joe was running straight toward me, and there was a hole big enough a Mack truck to go through. I could even fit through the hole. I mean, that great job by the offensive line.
Yeah, but Robbie, I don't know that you're that fast anymore.
No, they'd have caught me.
The extra point by Pierce Thompson. It is up. It is good. 9:02 left until the half. Your new score, Baker 28, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
And welcome back. It is Baker 28, South Walton nothing. 9:02 to go in the second quarter. And Jesse, from South Walton's point of view, I mean, you don't want to just give up and throw the towel in, but when you're down 28-0 in the second quarter, you start kind of running out of options.
And it's tough for the players to get back into that when they go into halftime, knowing they've got to overcome a 28-point deficit when they come back, and it could be more by the end of the second quarter.
Indeed. So now Pierce Thompson, again, that push kick, and it sails right into the hands of Tyler Mitchum. He's going to run it. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's running He's running from one side to side, not end to end, but he is finally stopped back at his 25-yard line by that Baker kickoff return team.
Looked like Zane Steele broke through there, maybe around the 25-yard line, and disrupted his progress, making it to the left side, and then he was just swarmed by some Gators. Everybody was there on top of him at one time.
He was trying to find an opening somewhere, and all I could see was maroon.
That's right. That's right.
8:55 until the half. And Baker on top in command, 28-0. Drake Roberts remains quarterback for South Walton. Shotgun formation. And quickly gets it out to Cade Roberts, and he's hit quickly by Jack Adams, but he holds on to that ball. And I'm impressed because Jack hit him from the back. And
yeah, the quarterback, he took it and laid it up a little bit high. He had to stretch up to catch it, and that's a tough thing to hold on to when your arm's above your head and you get nailed right in the back. So he did a very impressive job there for the receiver. But again, Jack Adams was right there with him. And our defensive backs are staying with the receivers. They're not getting burnt. They're staying with them.
Second down 5 for South Walton from their 33-yard line. Drake Roberts in shotgun, drops back. Now he's going deep downfield. He's got a man open. That is number 2, Jim Allen, who makes a great, incredible catch near the 30-yard line. He's stopped by Jack Adams, but that is 1st and 10. And that's what I've been waiting for. What an arm by that quarterback, Drake Roberts, for South Walton. And hits his man in stride. Jim Allen made a great catch.
Right. A lot of times you'll see high school quarterbacks, they'll loft it way in the air, but he was on a rope on that. That was man, he's got a cannon. He's got a cannon. He's accurate, too. And I know, knock on wood, I said we hadn't got burnt yet. We got burnt on that play, but at least that was just one play. He stayed with him, took him down so he couldn't get a touchdown.
1st and 10, South Walton from the Baker 21-yard line. Drake Roberts to the air quickly, and he hits number 24, Kaysen Schott, and he's brought down quickly by that Baker defense.
Jesse Jordan again was letting the Seahawks player stay right in front of him there. The receiver made sure he didn't get behind him on that. Nobody's going to get burnt.
7-yard pass, 2nd down and 3 from the Baker 14-yard line. 7.5 to go in this second quarter. In South Walton, this is their deepest penetration of the night, I believe, Jesse. Yeah. The Baker 14-yard line. Drake Roberts back to pass, rolls right, and the ball that one hops to his receiver. It was intended for Cade Roberts, and it's covered by Sam Croson.
Looked like he was initially looking there to go to the corner of the end zone, back to the back, but we had our defensive back right back there with them. Looked like it may have been Sam Croson that was with him the entire time. Stayed with the man that was deep and forced him to throw short, make that quick decision, resulted in a skip pass.
3rd down and 3 for South Walton from the Baker 14-yard line. 7:14 to go until the half. And I want to remind you, our halftime show this evening, Jesse Jernigan and Robbie Cole discussing the world affairs and solving all your problems and so forth and so on. Drake Roberts, quarterback keeper, he boost legs around the left side, and he picks up the first down, and tackle's made by Matthew McClure, but that's going to be a South Walton first down at the Baker 10.
Looks like they're inside our 10-yard line there, and it's like our defense is going to have to play tight on this, stay with the receiver, don't get tricked by any of the inside moves to outside moves. As far as the defensive backs are concerned, we're going to stay with those receivers because, again, he's got a great arm. He can drill it right in there for 6 points.
It is inside the 10, so it's first and goal for South Walton. 6:55 to go until the half. Again, shotgun formation. Cade Roberts is in motion. Drake Roberts back to pass. A flag comes down, and Jesse, I think one of the receivers on the far side moved too soon.
Yeah, it looks like it was an illegal shift or a false start there. Yeah, false start.
So that'll back them up about 5 yards. It'll still be first and goal. They cannot get a first down. They'll have to score.
With the way our defense has been playing all night, the way they've been playing, it looks like they're going to have a good chance at possibly stopping them from getting into the end zone here.
And Robbie Kolb, what's on your mind?
I don't know if you guys have noticed it. Just watching the play calling being done over on the South Walton sideline, 4 guys in red shirts. They're all making hand motions. I'm confused. I don't know what the play is.
Don't feel bad, Robbie. I think all of us are confused. Drake Roberts, he's going to be sacked for a loss by Seth. Backs way back at about the 27-yard line. And Seth Baxter looked like Superman busting through that hole.
Incredible play. Way to read the play. Made his move quick from that linebacker position, and moved on that quarterback quick. It's hard to throw a touchdown pass whenever you're getting tackled.
Hey, I might not have known the play, but Seth did.
There you go. And as a former quarterback, you would know how hard it is to throw a pass on your backside. So now it's second down and goal, but the ball is way back about the 25-yard line. Drake Roberts, and he's going to be popped again. And this time, that is Eric McQueen who puts a tattoo on Drake Roberts. And Drake Roberts he's shaking the cobwebs out.
He's getting up pretty slow right there, walking around, catching his breath.
And they're going to take a timeout. And now, Jesse, it's going to be third and goal from the 36-yard line. Third and goal from the 36.
Wow.
Baker up 28-0. Back in a moment.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida. As businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
Milligan Assembly of God is a proud sponsor of Baker Gator football. Our service times are on Sundays at 9:30 for Sunday school, 10:30 for morning worship, and 6 p.m. for Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service is on Wednesday nights starting at 7 p.m., and there's something for every age group of the family. You can connect with us at mag.church, and you can check us out on Facebook. From Pastor Mike White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say, Go Gators, yay!
And welcome back. And Jesse, during the break, I was asking, when there was first and goal inside the 10, I asked you said something about the defense having to dig in and watch all the receivers.
Right, they've got to stay right on top of them. The D-line's got to get great pressure, and they've been doing that. And now we went from inside the 10. Now you said we're back to the 35-yard line.
It is third and goal.
Third and goal.
And Drake Roberts comes back in, so it's good to see that he's okay. Good protection. He goes deep downfield. Overthrows his man. Trying to hit Jim Allen again. And Sam Croson back there on the defense, as well as Jesse Jordan. So now fourth and goal from the Baker 35-yard line. What do you do here, Jesse?
That's a tough spot. I mean, you definitely, I wouldn't say you'd want to punt it, but they may be punting it at this point just to make sure they don't give the ball back to Baker at this point, because you still got over 5 minutes left. Baker could make another drive, so they probably want to pin them deep. Looks like they are setting up to punt the ball.
And if I'm not mistaken, Drake Roberts is the quarterback, also the punter for South Walton. That there's no one deep for Baker. It's a low snap. Drake gets off a nice punt that bounces inside the 5 and goes into the end zone, and so that it come out to the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
Yeah. They've changed some of these rules, 20 or 25. I was trying to make sure. So Jesse, you call that one. You said the Baker defense would have to step out. They want to preserve that shutout.
I'm telling you, that was an impressive stand right there to go from goal. They were inside the 10-yard line, back them all the way up. They were on the 35-yard line, fourth and goal. impressive defense. The defensive line stepped up. Cornerback stepped up. The backfield stepped up. Everybody stepped up and did their job, and it resulted in a turnover.
5:18 left before the half. Baker 28 and South Walton nothing. And it's 1st and 10 Baker from their 20. And Joe Brunson was on the field, and he comes out. Sam Croson remains quarterback. Eric McQueen in motion, and he gets the ball. Eric McQueen gets the ball, and he just bulls his way over a couple of Seahawks, and he's out past the 30, close to the 35-yard line. A nice run by Eric, first down.
I'm telling you, Eric would be an intimidating figure to see coming around that outside with a lot of speed, man. He's a big boy. He is a big old boy.
I think he might even scare Robbie Colburne.
Probably so.
1st and 10 Baker. Ball resting at about the Baker 33-yard line. 4:50 to go in this second quarter. Baker on top 28-0. Again, McQueen in motion. McQueen gets the ball left side, getting some great blocks, and he's brought down. Nice tackle by number 41. That is McDaniel Summerell.
You notice Robbie didn't even try to defend himself there.
He gave us that look, though.
No comment.
It's been a 5-yard pickup for Eric McQueen. 2nd down and 5 from the Baker 39-yard line. Clock rolling, 4:20 left until the half. And I'm always looking forward to the halftime show you and Robbie have cooked up for us. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining and enlightening.
We've got some good information we're going to put out there tonight. A little bit of stats, a little bit of figures, talking about some college football as well.
Sam Croson hands off to Seth Baskin, and Baskin, he's across the midfield to about the South Walton 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Gators.
And I think this is what the Seahawks were afraid of, which is why they did not try to go for it there on 4th down, because as we see, Baker's already marching in the opposing team's territory already within about 4 plays, and that would have put them even further down, close to the 30-yard line, had they went for it and not been able to get it.
Right, they've gone 32 yards on this drive so far. 3:57 until the half. Baker in command, 28-0. Sam Croson. And they've changed the offense again. Instead, you call it it's a tighter offense, but
like a wishbone wing T type look.
And Jack Adams, right side, he finds a hole. He's across the 40. He's still going. He's just dragging Seahawks with him and finally pulled down at about the 36-yard line. And tackle made by Matthew Christensen.
And that's one thing from every one of our backs tonight, including our quarterback, Sam Croson. It's that second, third effort that's making the difference in picking up these first downs, because they're not giving up as soon as they get hit. They're continuing to move those legs, and you can tell they're in good condition tonight. Everybody's firing on all cylinders in the running game.
And they have not played in 2 weeks, so they were anxious to get back on the gridiron and show their stuff. 1st and 10 Baker. Ball at the South Walton 36-yard line with 3:24 to go before the half. McQueen in motion as a whistle as Garen Mitchum takes a handoff. Play is stopped quickly.
Looks like there was a false start on the Gators.
Indeed it is. So they'll march it back 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the South Walton 41-yard line. 3:20 before the half, and Baker in command, 28-0. And Jesse is now Niceville 15, Fort Walton Beach 7. Niceville 15-7 over Fort Walton Beach in the second quarter down there.
Sounds like they have a pretty tight game going.
Those two, their rivals about like Baker and South Walton are. They've been playing for a long time, but always a great game between those two schools. And now timeout taken by the Baker Gators. We'll take it as well. Be right back after this.
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9800 or on the web at okalusafcu.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union, achieving goals together.
And welcome back, and now here's the Robbie Kolb.
Yeah, just got a score I wanted to pass along to you. Jay is over in Flomaton tonight playing the Flomaton Hurricanes, and Jay is losing with 4-something left to go in the first half, 34-0.
Now, Robbie, Flomaton is the state champ from last year, correct?
That is correct, and got a dynamic quarterback back this year from last year's state championship team.
Very good. 1st and 15 for Baker from the South Walton 41-yard line. 2:53 before the half. Sam Croson under his center. Adams in motion, gets the ball, and he's tackled quickly. Once again, that's Matthew Christensen who got a hold of Jack Adams' jersey and pulls him down. It's about a 2-yard gain, brings up 2nd down 13.
Yeah, not as many tight blocks on that one. May have lost a couple positions there as far as our offensive linemen getting on their blocks, blocking down like they should. But all night long they've been doing very good, so one slip-up's not too bad.
2:25 to go before the half now. 2nd down 13 for Baker from the South Walton 39-yard line. And Sam Croson under his center, Dylan LaFear. Still love that name, Jesse LaFear. Just love it. Croson to the air for the second time tonight. He hits Joe Brunson. Joe Brunson makes an acrobatic catch. He's in the end zone, touchdown.
What a catch that was.
He tipped the ball twice to himself around between two South Walton defenders and finally brings that ball in. That's one that you just got to see it to believe it.
Oh, my goodness.
And here's Robbie.
Are you kidding me? Holy cow, man. I mean, he just kept right on, just bouncing it up to himself till he got it away from the South Walton defenders and made the catch. Wow.
Amazing.
And I'm sure he'll say that's the way they drew it up.
That's exactly right. Yeah. One of those moments I wish we had instant replay, but being that we're on the radio, I'm not sure how that works out.
That's true. Well, I'm sure it's on camera somewhere.
Somebody's got that on film.
It'll be on Channel 3 tonight, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
So now Pierce Thompson on for the extra point again. Your holder is Nathan Fleming. There's the snap. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 1:57 left before the half. Your new score, Baker 35, South Walton nothing. Back in a moment.
We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
And welcome back. And now, Jesse, Baker has scored the same number of points that Fort Walton Beach scored against South Walton 2 weeks ago.
In the first half.
In the first half, yeah.
I'm still impressed with that catch, by the way.
And we can't, as good as you are and I am, we can't describe how that catch, Joe tipped it twice between two South Walton defenders
while turning around
100 or 360 degrees and makes the catch and runs into the end zone. And it's Tyler Mitchum on the return. He's popped quickly. Tackle made by Ethan Edge and Jesse Jordan.
Again, no fair catch there. I guess they're just hoping maybe for a big break in the return coverage and maybe a big run, but it's a little bit dangerous to be able to stand there and take those blows like that time after time.
Indeed it is. It is 1st and 10, South Walton from their 37, 1:54. But still, Jesse, every time they returned it, they've not gotten very far with the return anyway. So the fair catch is almost would be better. Roberts to the air, hits his man. That is Zane Hamilton who breaks one tackle, and then he's brought down at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10, South Walton.
Again, a great pass there by the quarterback, throwing all the way from the right hash all the way to the left side of the field. So a long pass for him, but it was on a rope the entire time. Still impressed with this kid's arm.
1st and 10, South Walton from their 49, clock at 1:46 before the half. South Walton stays in that shotgun formation, spread offense. Roberts to the air. And he was going for Cade Roberts, and it was just off his fingertip. Covered by Sam Croson, but a great pass and a great attempt by Roberts.
Right, a little bit out of his reach, tried to stretch out and catch that, but he was throwing in a tight window as well. There was a defender just beyond the receiver and a defender right on his tail, and he had a little tiny window to throw it into. Came very close, but in the end, incompletion.
A minute 41 before the half. 2nd down and 10 from the South Walton 49-yard line. Number 4, Drake Roberts is your quarterback for South Walton. Again, that shotgun spread formation. Roberts rolls to his right, looking, goes down the field. He hits his man. That is Jim Allen, and he's brought down quickly. Tackle made by Sam Croson, but it's close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for South Walton.
Yeah, looks like he stopped him really well right there, right before he got to the first down. Again, a spot-on pass. Spot-on pass.
And great coverage by Sam.
Sure.
Roberts to the air. Again, hits his man. That is number 24, Kaysen Schott. And Schott breaking tackle, and he's running down the sideline, and he is stopped just shy of the goal line. I believe that was Jack Adams that finally runs him down.
Yeah, one missed tackle right there after the pass resulted in a big gain for South Walton. Again, like you said, right shy of the goal line. Look how he reached out with everything he had and may have let go of it there. But I think his knees were down before he let go of the ball.
He is down at the 2-yard line. There's 58 seconds left before the half.
We need another one of those defensive stands right here, Mark.
Indeed we do. South Walton 1st and goal from the Baker 2. And Roberts hands off to Mitchum, and Mitchum is into the end zone. South Walton scores. So it took them, about 11 minutes, 23 minutes and 5 seconds. Yeah. But they finally get on the board. But what a great run by Hamilton on that last catch, and just zigzagging, breaking tackles, and gets down to the 2-yard line, and then Tyler Mitchum takes it in for the touchdown.
Sure. They take advantage of what they can get, and they made the best out of it. Still impressed, though, by the defense of Baker for holding them this long without them letting him get in the end zone.
For correction, it was actually Kaysen Schott that made that long run a while ago. And the extra point by Gabriel Hansen is up, and it's good. Your new score, Baker 35 and South Walton 7. Back in a moment.
One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Verdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. South Walton finally gets on the board. 23 minutes and 5 seconds into the game, and it is 35-7. And you got to be proud for South Walton. What a drive, Jesse. A great drive that started way back at their, I believe it was about the 31-yard line, and they marched down. A couple of great passes by Roberts and to Kaysen Schott, and then Tyler Mitchum goes in for the touchdown, and South Walton, they're not giving up.
No, they're not. They have a great passing game. If they could work that a little bit more, then I think they'd be a little more successful with that.
So now set to kick is number 11. That's Gabe Hansen. Or Harrison. And it's going to be Jack Adams. Jack gets back to about the 34-yard line and popped and brought down hard. And Baker sets up 1st and 10 from their 34. So, Jesse, 49 seconds before the half. What do you think Coach Brunson will do on this series?
I'd say probably just a few runs up the middle, get the clock moving, see if we can get a first down. But nothing crazy. Want to preserve that 35-7 lead going into the half. That's a great place to be sitting when you walk into halftime.
1st and 10, Baker from their 35-yard line. Again at halftime, Jesse Jernigan and Robbie Kolb. And also between halftime and third quarter, Robbie Kolb will get with head coach Matt Brunson and get his thoughts on the first half. And the Play taking a long time to get set here now. Sam Croson under center. And he's just going to take a knee, more or less what we thought. You know, there's no point in trying to take any chances here.
I don't want to risk any injuries in the last couple plays of the first half. Preserve everybody, give them a little break, and just take it right into halftime with this big lead, 35-7.
And, Jesse, have you noticed one thing about tonight's game so far? No turnovers.
No turnovers.
No fumbles. No fumbles lost. No interceptions.
Right.
It's been almost an error-free game as far as that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to do it for the first half. 19 seconds to go, and both teams now going off the field. And, Jesse, real quick, your thoughts on this first half?
Man, I'm telling you, I'm very impressed by the Gator defense. They have stepped up, stayed in their positions, played the way they were supposed to play, and been able to take care of everything that they need to take care of. The defensive line has done fantastic, and our secondary has stayed with the receivers and not let that passing game get out of control.
Robbie Colburne, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, Coach Brunson said in the pregame show about starting fast, and some of the keys to the game was starting fast, taking care of the football, and doing what they needed to do defensively, and they did that again tonight. They started quick, got on the board quick and early and often, and set themselves up for a great second half.
So your halftime score, Baker 35, South Walton 7, and now our halftime show with Jesse and Robbie.
Welcome to the Baker Gator Halftime Show. This is Jesse Jernigan. I'm joined with Robbie Colburne, and we're excited to be with you again for this halftime against the South Walton Seahawks. Robbie?
Yeah, Jesse, great game tonight, and some great play the Baker Gators have had with week one, and when Rocky Bayou came to town, and we took care of business there, and just got to continue to do that.
Right. We're in week 3 now, and last week the Gators had a bye week, and were able to rest up a bit after the Rocky Bayou game and get some strategy in place for tonight's game. And we want to go back and kind of revisit the Rocky Bayou game. We won the game 52-7, and a wonderful showing for the Baker Gators. The Rocky Bayou Knights put on a good show as well. Very well coached team, but I feel like the Baker Gators had them outmanned all night long.
Oh yeah, the Baker Gators come right out the gate on their first offensive possession and go the distance on the first play, score a touchdown, and then turn right around, get on defense, and 3 plays into Rocky's first possession, got a pick 6, and so a fast start for the Gators, and I think that's important. That's something that Coach Brunson said in his pregame show is important for them to get out to that fast start, and so continue to do that week in and week out. I think it's important for the Gators.
Right, and I know me and Mark talked about it last week. In the first quarter, we couldn't even announce the roster correctly because every time we went to begin to call out players' names and numbers, the Gators seemed like they were scoring another touchdown, which is exciting for us, but we like to call out the guys' names and recognize them, but we're certainly proud of the performance that the Gators had. If we can look back over that performance with Baker playing Rocky Bayou in week number 1, what would be maybe some of your insight on that, some of your takeaways from that game?
Well, like we've already mentioned, the fast start was a good thing for them, and just continue to control the line of scrimmage. The offensive line has done a great job so far this year. Coach Brunson's really high on his offensive line. I've said that they're probably the best group around, and they're showing that. And, those are one of my takeaways. Probably really no negatives other than what you mentioned in the pregame show, maybe an extra point or something like that.
Sure.
But as long as we're putting 52 points on the board, scoring 6, 7, 8 touchdowns in a ball game, I don't think that's going to hinder us much.
Well, and being week number 1, there's always going to be some rocky parts to your performance. So we kind of expect that, especially in a high school game, that maybe there's a few rusty areas to work out. But with that being week number 1 and then having the off week for them to recuperate, be able to focus on some of those areas, I feel like it's going to bring them to a place that is going to put them in a better place in the future for games.
That's right. And one good thing for the off week is they were able to get better weather, so they've been able to get out on the field every day this week.
Sure.
And so that's going to be important, getting out of the gym and being able to get on the field and be able to practice and get themselves ready for game time. That's important as well. So they were able to do that this week.
Consistency is the key, and I believe they've been able to work that, and I think it's going to have some great effects on the future for the Baker Gators. And we're right here where the halftime show. We want to take just a moment and take a break and hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com.
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
And welcome back to the Baker Gator Halftime Show. Again, this is Jesse Jernigan along with Robbie Colburne, and we gave a little bit of a recap of the week 1. And again, last week the Gators were off for a bye week, and this week we're against South Walton. And we've had many questions for us about the Sunshine Athletic Conference, and we've done a little bit more research on this. Coach Brunson's helped us out with some of the teams and schedules and stuff like that. And we want to bring a little bit more information to you about the Sunshine Athletic Conference.
Yeah, Jesse, there's 12 teams in the Sunshine Athletic Conference. A lot of people said, who's in this conference? Yeah. Well, here it is. Baker, of course, is in there. Bluntstown is one. Cottondale, Liberty County's in there. Port St. Joe, Franklin County, Holmes County, Sneads, Jefferson County, Vernon, Weewalt-Hitchcock, and Graceville. Those are your teams in the Sunshine Athletic Conference. And there's some big matchups in the conference, what you would call maybe conference play tonight, as Snead travels over to Holmes County. Sneads is 2-0 on the season with wins against Cottondale and Liberty County. Of course, Holmes is 1-1. They lost to Freeport last week, won in week 1 against Bozeman. And then you have a couple other matchups in the conference with conference teams playing each other. Port St. Joe and Franklin County. Port St. Joe and Franklin County both 1-1. And then Cottondale 0-2 versus Liberty County, who is 0-2. Somebody's going to get their first win tonight. Sure. Both of those teams struggling out the gate. Of course, Cottondale lost to Sneads and Jay. Liberty County losing to Port St. Joe and Sneads. So they've played some pretty tough competition so far. Of course, the other games going on in the conference is, of course, South Walton here against Baker tonight. Then you've got Northview 2A, North Florida Christian, against Jefferson County. Otago Academy out of Alabama. Now, Jesse, this Otago team, they're pretty doggone good.
Pretty good, yeah. I see they've got a 2A there. They're 1-0 already this year. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good matchup for Vernon.
And I think they're won state titles maybe 2 years in a row in the state of Alabama amongst private schools. And so that'll be a tough test for Vernon. That'll let us really see what Vernon's got. And then McClegg, they are at Weewalt-Hitchcock, and Graceville has the open game. And a couple games to note that are non-conference games, because Jay, Northview, Freeport, they're not in. Those are teams we play. They're just not in the conference. Northview's off this week after losing last week to Flomaton. But Jay has to travel over to Flomaton tonight. Tough game for the Royals. It's always a big rivalry game there against Flomaton, but Flomaton's the defending state 3A champions in Alabama. So
sure, I know that's going to be a tough matchup for the Royals, and I know there's not very much distance between them as well. I know they're going over the state line to play them, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting matchup. And kind of explain to us a little bit why these few teams were not able to beat in the Sunshine Athletic Conference this go around.
Yeah, and the reason for that is a lot of them already, when they got to, hey, let's do this Sunshine Athletic Conference, had already had their schedule built. Right. So they already had games for weeks 8, 9, and 10, or really would you be considered 9, 10, and 11, weeks 9, 10, and 11. So they already had those games filled out, and so they weren't able to get in. We'll see what they do next year if they decide that they want to jump in here and do it. One thing that we should explain, and I'll try to do this real quick, is that Coach Brunson mentioned about the top 8 teams will be in the running for the conference championship. Well, what about the other 4 teams in the conference? They'll play consolation games, is what they'll do in order to be able to get their games in and get their 10 games in before playoff time hits.
Right, and for those 3 teams that may not be in the conference that we're so used to seeing maybe in a district game, it wasn't that they didn't want to be in the conference. They had already pre-scheduled games that they could not back out of.
That's
right. So we're really excited to see how this plays out, and we want to take just a moment, take a break, and hear a few more words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back after this.
WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
Well, welcome back to the halftime show. This is Jesse Jernigan along with Robbie Colburne. We've discussed some of our previous weeks with the Baker Gators. We've discussed tonight and maybe some of the schedule coming up in the Sunshine Athletic Conference. And we want to talk a little bit about maybe some college football is back in action. We've got some really big top 25 teams that are matching up this week, and we want to talk a little bit about that, Robbie.
Yeah, man, I was excited about college football starting, and then I went to Tallahassee last week. But anyways, that's another story for another day.
That's right.
All I know is conditioning.
That's right.
So anyways, but some big matchups. One of the matchups that we'll see, which I think is an interesting matchup right out the gate, is LSU and Texas. A Texas team that has struggled in years past, but now they seem to be back on the map.
Yeah.
Got a new coach in there, and they're playing some great football, but Coach O, I mean, he's got those guys playing at LSU too.
He's got them rolling, man. They look very impressive, and I think we're going to see some really good things out of that team this year, out of LSU. And I think it's going to be a great matchup there. I think it's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, and you know, another game that it's not really a big game, but I just want to see how he performs this week after the way he performed last week. Dude, I'm on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon.
Man.
Not the Oklahoma bandwagon, but I am on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon just because of the class that the kid has shown.
Sure.
You know, with what the situation there at Alabama, losing the starting job there, but went to Oklahoma, over 500 yards total offense, 6 touchdowns last week. If he keeps doing that week in and week out, Oklahoma has another Heisman Trophy winner.
Right. I mean, over 100 yards rushing, well over 300 yards passing. I think he incompleted maybe 2-3 passes the entire game. A spectacular performance. So I'm with you on that. I'm on that bandwagon. I'm waiting to see what he's going to do. I think it's going to be a great year for Jalen.
Yeah, look, since I'm not sure Florida State can beat Louisiana Monroe this week, I have to pull for something. So I have to pull for Jalen Hurts to win the Heisman Trophy, just to get back at Alabama, and then for Alabama and Oklahoma to play somewhere in the playoffs, first round or national championship, and Oklahoma to win.
Sure.
I mean, but which leads me to the next game. Both teams would have to go through, I think, probably the best team in the country at this point until they prove otherwise, and that's Clemson. And Clemson will welcome Jimbo Fisher and his Texas A&M Aggies in a Fisher Sweeney reunion.
That's going to be a pretty powerful game. I think you've got two very strong defenses that are going against each other there. But that's the front line on both of them. I think they have got some major talent there. Obviously, with the quarterback of Clemson, they've got some fantastic talent there in their backfield that we've heard nationally. The Aggies may not be quite as much as far as the national stage yet, but I feel like that Jimbo is getting them back to that point where they can be a national player again.
Yeah, Clemson coming into this game as a 16.5-point favorite. And I think it could be worse than that just because they're so good up front. They're going to win the battle in the trenches. And if they do that, I'm telling you, Lawrence and ETN, they will have a field day.
It's going to be an amazing game. It's going to be an exciting weekend of college football. I know we mentioned a few minutes ago about Florida and their matchup, and being Florida State fans, we kind of are a little biased on that, hoping Florida may tank.
Against UT Martin, that'd be awesome.
But I don't think so. Not with their performance that they've put out and their talent they have. I think they're going to have a pretty good showing this weekend.
And another game that some people may be interested in, since they're so close to that Alabama state line, of course, Alabama, they're playing New Mexico State, no big one. Auburn coming off a huge come-from-behind win against Oregon, and they got a little easier one this week against Tulane. So some good college football, and I hope everybody enjoys their college football Saturday.
Well, Robbie, I'm excited about college football Saturday as well, and we want to take a moment and thank everybody for joining us for the Baker Gator Halftime Show. We're going to return back to some live action after these words from our sponsors right here on WTJT.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898, 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
Milligan Assembly of God is a proud sponsor of Baker Gator football. Our service times are on Sundays at 9:30 for Sunday school, 10:30 for morning worship, and 6 p.m. for Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service is on Wednesday nights starting at 7 p.m., and there is something for every age group of the family. You can connect with us at mag.church, and you can check us out on Facebook. From Pastor Mike White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say, Go Gators! Yeah!
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. It is halftime, and you're hearing the Baker Band in the background.
Yeah, sounds good.
It does. And I love this Star Wars music.
Yeah, this Star Wars thing, this is right up your alley, man.
Exactly. I'm a Star Wars geek, maybe. I don't know.
I was thinking more like Superman, maybe.
Okay, I like your words, but yeah, I am a Star Wars fanatic.
Star Wars fanatic, that's
especially the original, back in 77, 80, 83.
You mean 1777?
Right, 1977, yeah. Your Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and, of course, Harrison Ford.
That's right.
But the Baker Band and the South Walton Band both doing a fantastic job at our halftime show. And as soon as Coach Brunson comes out, Robbie Colburne is going to grab him for some comments. But it is 35-7. And Jesse, once again, kind of your thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, my thoughts are, again, the passing game, the last 4 or 5 minutes for South Walton started to come alive. Things started to click for them, but it was a little bit too little, too late for the Seahawks. The Gators had shut them down the entire first quarter and the majority of the second quarter as well. It was just a fantastic job by the defensive line. the linebackers, and all the secondary. It was just an amazing setup, an amazing play by all the defense on the Gators, and I'm just impressed with their play, impressed with their enthusiasm, and even on the offense, we discussed this in the first half as well. Every one of our runners, they did not quit after that first hit. They kept running, kept driving, and as a result of that, you see it on the scoreboard, 35-7. I mean, it was a all-out. They gave it everything they had, put all their entire heart into it, played a great first half.
Indeed. Now, from South Walton's, their point of view, that final touchdown. Now, what does that do to South Walton as far as their players, the offense, the defense? What does it do to their morale?
And it puts them in a place where they feel like they can get this thing back rolling. And I know it's a huge deficit, again, to come back out and say, wow, I'm down 35-7 going into the second half. But it gives them a little glimmer of hope, which we have to, as the Gators, we have to stuff that quickly. We cannot let them get any success on offense because they may get on a roll. And I know that's how it was with us. If we ever went into the half with a score like that, feeling good about our passing game or running game, whatever it may be, but in their state, it would be a passing game. They feel like they can come out and they have some momentum on their side to be able to get that rolling again.
Next week, Jesse, we'll be on the road. It'll be our first road game of the season. Next week, we'll be at Northview. Now, Northview and Baker, that's also become a big rivalry, like the South Walton and Baker rivalry. And Northview, they won, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and then lost last week. They lost to the number one team in Alabama, Fluminense, I believe.
Which we heard a little bit about from Robbie tonight. They're up on Jay by quite a bit tonight. But we also played them in our Jamboree game at the very beginning.
And here's Robbie Colburne on the sideline with Coach Brunson.
Yeah, guys, Coach is walking over here to me. Coach, you said in your pregame interview about starting fast. You guys were able to do that tonight in the first half, and also your defense did a great job, except for maybe on one series.
Yeah, offensive line, again, I think is controlling the line of scrimmage, allowing us to run the ball. Offensively, we've been proud of our effort. Defensively, we got great pressure on the quarterback in situations that we could, but now their quarterback's done a good job hitting some guys, especially on the short stuff. So we'll see as the second half goes. We need to work on our pass coverage, and they're going to give us an opportunity because they're definitely going to put the ball in the air, so it should play out as interesting, and it'll give us some good work.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck second half. Guys, one thing to add that I just wanted to make mention, the intensity on the sideline just then in the end zone when they were warming up, getting ready to come out, I'm telling you, there's still intensity in this team.
Sounds good, Robbie. Appreciate that report. The Gators will be receiving the second half kickoff from South Walton. And back deep will be Joe Brunson and Jack Adams. And we're still waiting for South Walton to get lined up for this kick. So, ever the coach, Coach Brunson, always finding that thing that needs improving, even when you're up 35-7.
That's right. That's the coach coming out in him, and I like that. That keeps our guys on their toes, keeps them performing at their highest level that they can. And I think that is very much indicative of our success that we've had this year on the field.
Gabe Hansen, number 11, set to kick off for South Walton. And as we said, Joe Brunson and Jack Adams waiting at their 15-yard line. And it's a short kick, not really a pooch, but like an onside kick. Rolls through one of the Baker Gators' legs, and it's finally found, I believe that's Devin Adams that falls down on the far side.
Yes, sir.
Or excuse me, Devin Jordan. Devin Jordan falls on the ball on the far side, recovering for Baker, but South Walton trying something a little tricky there to get the ball back.
Yeah, trying to pull out any stop they can to be able to get a turnover, and I know we talked about that a little bit, that there hasn't been any turnovers in this game yet, and they're trying their best to get that ball back so they can go down the field and get a score early in the second half.
It is 1st and 10 Baker from their 30-yard line. They're up 35-7 as we start this third quarter. Sam Croson under center and hands off to Joe Brunson, who cuts it in, and he's wrapped up quickly about the 39-yard line. It'll be about a 4-yard pickup for a 9-yard pickup for Joe Brunson.
Mark, it looked like they went back to the I formation here to start this third quarter. It looks like they're going to try to throw them off balance a little bit. Maybe they were used to seeing some of the wing tee and the sweeps and stuff like that. Now it looks like they're going to bring it right back up the middle between the tackles.
It's an 8-yard pickup for Joe Brunson. 2nd down and 2 from the Baker 38-yard line. 11:45 to go third quarter. I formation. Sam Croson, quarterback, hands off to Joe Brunson again. Joe Brunson, this time he finds a hole. He's got an opening. He's still going and finally dragged down inside South Walton territory. Tackle is made by number 10 for South Walton. That's Zach Mignot.
Like there at the end of that run there, Joe actually drug him about 4 or 5 yards on his back to get a few extra yards. And again, that effort is coming through in every play for the Gators tonight.
It is 1st and 10, Baker at the South Walton 47-yard line. They're up 35-7 with 11:18 to go. And Jesse, it goes back to some of that practice and that training, that weightlifting and
sure,
getting stronger and just one tackle one hit doesn't bring you down. Joe Brunson again, right side, and just dragging South Walton Seahawks with him. He's to the 40-yard line, a 7-yard pickup, 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, that strength training is very important. It's something that Coach Brunson mentioned a few times in our couple times that we were able to interview him pregame, that they've been working really hard in the offseason and continue to work hard throughout the season to maintain their strength and make sure that they're where they're supposed to be physically, so that when they face teams that may be a little bigger or faster or whatever the case may be, that they're prepared to stand up with them.
2nd down and 3 from the South Walton 40-yard line. And Jesse, as much as you may hate weightlifting during the summer and the off season, right here you're glad you did it. Bootleg by Sam Croson. He's across the 30-yard line and finally drug out of bounds. That's number 10, Zach Mignot, that brings Sam out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, but that's a 1st down run for the Baker Gators.
And going back to that, talking about making it worth it, this does make it worth it for the players to be able to see success just like this.
Robbie Colburne, what's up?
Well, and not just the summer workouts and all of that they go through. They continue to lift weights during the season 3 days a week.
Wow. On top of practice, they also lift weights during the season. That's tough.
It's showing. It's showing very well.
1st and 10, Baker at the South Walton 30-yard line. Under 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Baker in command, 35-7. Sam Croson under center, LaFleur. Hands off to Joe Brunson. Off the left side, and Joe Brunson just running over Seahawks. And he's pulled down near the 25-yard line. Again, tackle made by Mignot. Also, McDaniel Sumrall on the tackle.
Great job by our O-line that time, kicking out on the end, giving Brunson a great hole to run through, be able to pick up that 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, Ethan Cadenhead, Carter Mason, Dylan LaFleur, Gavin Vaccarella, and Dustin Oglesby, the guys up front, providing holes for these guys to run through.
Absolutely.
5-yard pickup, 2nd down, 5 from the South Walton 25, 9:10 to go, 3rd quarter. Sam under center. Again, hands off this time, Jack Adams, and Jack Adams is wrapped up quickly by South Walton. That's number 78, Chaz Guernsey on the tackle.
Guernsey slipped in quickly right there before the guard could even get pulled around and disrupted that play. Great job there by Guernsey on that defensive attack.
Gain maybe a yard, not much more than that. Still looks like 3rd down and 5. The ball just inside the 25-yard line. 8:40, 3rd quarter. Tight end is Joshua Gamble. Sam, this time bootlegs on the left side. He stiffs on one defender, and then he's wrapped up by Mignot and by Austin Rawson. And he'll be just shy of the 1st down, about the 21-yard line. And now, Jesse, one of the few times tonight, Baker with a 4th down. 4th and looks like a couple of yards.
Right. Decision they'll have to make here to be able to decide if they're willing to risk this and go for it. And it looks like that they're still going to line up with their offense and do that.
Well, I think they're too far for Pierce Thompson to attempt a field goal and too close to punt for sure. So 4th and 2, they go for it. Now Sam Croson comes out from underneath the center, looks to the sideline. He's got Jack Adams at one wing, Joe Brunson at the other, and Joe Brunson left side. He's got the 1st down and more. He's inside the 15-yard line. 1st down for the Baker Gators, and tackle made by Zane King Williamson.
Again, they switched back to that like wing back formations there and did that sweep around the left end and did a great job finding a hole, getting to the outside there, picked up a couple good blocks, and was able to convert a 1st down.
It is 1st and 10 from the South Walton 16, 7:22. And just this drive started back at the Baker 30-yard line, and they have marched down They're inside the 15 of South Walton, and they have used up nearly 5 minutes on this clock.
It's a great job by the offense for the Gators.
Sam Croson under center, hands off to Jack Adams, and Jack runs into a wall of Seahawks. He'll be stopped just shy of the 15-yard line. Brings up second down and long for the Gators. 6:54 to go in this third quarter.
The clock's still running, so they're eating up that time, keeping that Seahawks passing offense off the field. And I think that might be a little bit of their strategy for the second half as well.
Well, from what we've seen so far, South Walton has a great passing attack. Really impressed by this young man, Drake Roberts. Well, not just him, his receivers make him look good, too.
Right, they're running great routes, crisp routes.
Again, Joe Brunson, right side, behind Carter Mason. And he's going to be stopped about the 12-yard line. Again, a short game, but it brings up third down and about 7 for the Gators.
I'll say great job that time to Carter Mason on the kick out there around the end on the right side, opening up a space right there for Joe Brunson to maneuver his way through that defense as he does so well. And again, that second effort, getting those few extra yards, so this is not a third down and long situation.
And Jesse, over in Flemington, third quarter, it is Flemington 34, J nothing.
Wow.
The state champs really in command there. Third down and 5. And it is Seth Baxa. He finds the end zone. Touchdown, Baker Gators. Well, Jesse, the South Walton Seahawks was really doing a great job of keeping the runners in check. But Seth Baxa, he finds that hole, and he's in the end zone, and it's touchdown Baker Gators.
Absolutely. Carter Mason and Dylan LaFear on that one leading the way, going second level on their blocking as well, doing a great job picking up their men and opening up the field downfield as well for the running back.
So now Pierce Thompson on for the extra point. And now the holder this time is number 11, Xander Long. There's the snap. Ball is put down. The kick is up. And it is good.
Hey.
5:38 to go in the third. Baker 42, South Walton 7. Go ahead, Jesse.
Looked like it might have hit the left upright when he hit that and just scooted around that pole. That was good.
It did, because you saw it kind of going back and forth there.
Absolutely.
Back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize the support of Adams Sanitation to this ministry. Adams is locally owned and operated and has been for more than 35 years. They offer twice weekly pickup featuring automated trucks. No bagging of trash required. Adams also offers complimentary pickup of small bulk items, appliances, bagged yard waste, plus complimentary service to any church within their service area. They have 65 or 96-gallon rolling cans and pricing plans specifically for the senior 65 and older. The phone number to Adams Sanitation is 537-3282. The website is adamsanitation.com. WTJT and the Baker Gators are proud to recognize Baker Parts in downtown Baker as a sponsor of live coverage of Baker Gator football. Baker Parts has auto parts and hardware for all household needs. Baker Parts is located at 1304 Georgia Avenue in Baker, and their phone number is 537-3131 or 537-4231. Thanks, Danny, and all the staff at Baker Parts for helping to make coverage of Baker Gator football possible on WTJT.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. And Jesse, here's a score that might be interest to our fans. Augusta, Alabama Generals over Vernon, 27-6 in the third quarter. Augusta, or no, that's not Augusta, is it?
I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's from an Alabama team. So
yeah, it looks like Otagwa. 27 in Vernon, 6 in the third quarter.
That would be Otaga Academy.
That's what I said, Robbie. And pooch kick taken by Tyler Mitchum, and he's brought down quickly about the 35-yard line. Tackled by Jack Adams and also number 6, Chandler Stewart. And Jesse, every time they take that pooch kick, as hard as they run, they gain maybe a yard or two. I mean, wouldn't the fair catch just be quicker and safer?
Yeah, it'd be a little bit easier for them, a little bit better on them, I think. Keep them away from injuries.
So Drake Roberts to the air, hits his man. That's number 9, Zane Hamilton, and Hamilton makes a great catch near the 40-yard line. So Baker took, about 7 minutes off the clock.
Yeah,
this
right
third quarter. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
7 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock for him.
There's 4.5 to go. It's 2nd down and 2 for South Walton. Roberts to the air quickly. Going for Tyler Mitchum, and it bounces off his fingers and falls incomplete.
Great coverage that time by the Gators downfield. Made him check down to his running back coming out of the side there. A little hot route for him. And when he went to throw that, he had some Gators right up in his face, getting their hands there, making it tough for him to make that clear delivery to his hot read.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Baker in command, 42-7 over South Walton, facing 3rd down and 2 from their 43-yard line. Drake Roberts, shotgun formation. Goes to the air, quickly hits Cade Roberts at midfield, and he's brought down quickly by Joe Brunson at the Baker 49-yard line. 1st and 10, South Walton. And I'm just, still just amazed and just mystified by his quick arm. Drake Roberts to the air quickly. And it goes in and out of the hands of his receiver, Zane Hamilton. But he throws out, he's got that quick release.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 throw. 1, 2, 3 throw. Doesn't waste a whole lot of time. And I've noticed if he does waste a few more seconds being able to stand back there, he gives time for the defense to invade him.
Now, as a former quarterback, is that better, the quick release, or is that easy? I'm sorry, is it easy? Is that an easy thing?
It's easier, much less scary when you're standing in the pocket.
Drake Roberts back to pass, and he's being pressured by Zane Steele, and this ball is loose, and now I think South Walton may have picked it back up, but what a...
It looked like whenever he threw it, it deflected up. The Gators caught it, and we're returning the ball, and it looked like it slipped out of our hands back into the hands of South Walton.
Well, they placed the ball back at the South Walton 32-yard line, so it was a big loss. Well, no, now it's like I guess a change of possession.
Change of possession both ways.
Right.
Robbie, did you have a pretty good shot of that? Pretty good eye on that down there?
He's not listening to us. He's busy. But it's a change of possession because of the interception, so it's now 1st and 10 South Walton, but it's back at their 32-yard line. Roberts rolls right, looking to throw, being pressured by the Gators, throws the ball, hits his man. That's Jim Allen who makes the grab at the 40, and he's brought down by Jack Adams. But he was being pursued heavily by Jake Miller, but Jake couldn't quite wrap him up, and he gets the ball off, and the Gators pay for it.
Yeah, Drake Roberts shook the defender off right there, set his feet again, and delivered a strike over the middle. In the midst of all that pressure, a broken play, and that seems like the type of player he is. He looks for that open player, and even if it goes to a bad direction, he tries to make something out of nothing, and that time he was very successful in doing that.
And, Jesse, his offensive line, for the most part, great protection all night long. And now there's a flag down, and they're marking it off against the Baker Gators, and it's at a 15-yarder. And this looks like a personal foul. Face mask against the wow. So that just adds 15 more yards and puts the ball at the Baker 21-yard line. 1:05 to go in the third quarter. Baker on top, 42-7. Roberts back to pass, and it goes in out of the hands of his receiver Zane King Williamson, and Jack Adams back there on coverage.
Was pretty tight coverage there, but let him slip a little bit on the out pattern there, and he was open, just slipped in and out of the hands of the receiver.
And we are down to 35 seconds left in this third quarter. A quarter that was dominated by the drive of Baker. And South Walton trying to punch it in before it expires, but we're showing 24 and counting down. 2nd down and 10 for South Walton from the Baker 21-yard line. Man in motion. Roberts back to pass. And he is going to be brought down. This time, Jake Miller makes the tackle. He sacks him back at about the 33-yard line. A big loss for the Seahawks.
Great job there by the defensive line. Pursued around the corner, not giving up, and takes us to the end of the third quarter here with a great sack by Jake Miller. Great job.
At the end of 3, Baker 42, South Walton 7. Back in a moment.
Hi, this is Tony from Baker Feed and Country Store. The Baker Gator football season is back, and we are proud supporters of WTJT's live Baker Gator football program. Baker Feed and Country Store has all your fall food plot, seed, and fertilizer needs, along with corn, rice bran, pellets, and blocks. We carry Justin boots, belts, wallets, and Wrangler jeans. Baker Feed and Country Store is located on the right at the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone 537-1000. Again, that's 537-1000. Go Gators!
WTJT would like to thank Jason Norton and Baker Metalworks for allowing us to bring live Baker Gator football coverage to the listeners of WTJT. Baker Metalworks offers a large variety of colors, and they are all Energy Star rated. They have 4 profile styles with 29 and 26 gauge. They also have delivery available, and all of their materials are Florida product approved. Baker Metalworks is located at 5846 Highway 189 in Baker. They can be reached by phone at 850-537-2010. Thanks again to Baker Metalworks for all of your support here at WTJT.
And we begin the fourth quarter. South Walton third and about 25 back at the Baker 32-yard line. Roberts back to pass, going deep downfield, incomplete, and intended for Cade Roberts. And Jesse, real quick, got a couple of scores here for us. Well, I thought I did. There we go. Freeport over Pike Liberal Arts 31-14 in the third quarter. And down in Fort Walton Beach, it's getting closer. Niceville 15, Fort Walton 10 in the third as well.
Looks like Niceville's hanging in there pretty good.
Looks like it. It is 42-7 here. 11:26 left in this ball game. South Walton facing 4th and 25 from the Baker 32. Roberts back to pass. Hits a man in stride. He makes a diving catch. Now look at this guy, Cade Roberts once again. And he looked hurt, Jesse. He caught that ball and fell on it.
Yeah, maybe his arm was scraped up there or maybe a little stub on his arm. He's still bent over there holding on to it. Not sure, but it was great pass protection by the Seahawks that time. Gave their quarterback plenty of time to be able to set his feet, be able to deliver a strike there. It was like he went down to a knee there, Mark.
Well, it looks like when he caught the ball, he fell on it and probably knocked a breath.
Yeah.
Right, is what it looks like to me. But he is just shy of the first down marker. It is 4th. I think it's 4th and maybe a yard to go. 10:48 left in the ball game. Baker on top 42-7 and a timeout while they attend to Cade Roberts. And we'll just stay right here. While they, it's like making some substitutions on both sides. Jesse, does Baker have the ball?
Looks like there was a turnover.
Somehow we must have. I sure thought Cade Roberts came down that ball and maintained possession until the play was blown dead, but
it wasn't 4th down, was it?
No, it was 4th down. That's right. Yeah. Robbie got one right. It was it was 4th down, and he was stopped just shy. So that is what it is. Okay, so Baker takes over. There is a timeout on the field. 10:48 left. Back in a moment.
Thank you, Brackney Funeral Service in Crestview, for your support. Brackney Funeral Service is located on Highway 90 East. They are locally owned and operated and provide all the traditional funeral services, including burials and cremations. And the telephone number is 683-9898. 683-9898. Terry Brackney is the funeral director. Again, thanks, Terry and Brackney Funeral Service for giving to WTJT.
WTJT would like to send a special thanks to CCSI of Crestview, Florida, as businesses like you do all your support that makes this live coverage of the Baker Gators Friday Night Football possible.
And welcome back. And amidst all the confusion, Jesse, that was a 4th down play, and he was stopped just shy of the first down marker. So Baker takes over 1st and 10. Ball is at their 12-yard line with 10:48 left in this ball game. Baker 48 and South Walton 7.
I'm sure they'd love to burn about 7.5 more minutes off the clock right here.
And Sam Croson hands off. I believe that's is it a different running back we have back there now, looks like.
Number 12.
Number 12.
It's like Bodie Kolb. Yeah.
Bodie Kolb.
Bodie Kolb getting in the action there.
All right. Bodie Kolb, son of Robbie Kolb and Jolene, and making his market there. He picks up 3 yards. Second down and 7 for the Gators from the 15-yard line. Indeed, Bodie Kolb is back there at the tailback position. It's Bodie again off the left side. He finds a hole. He's still going. And draw down near the 40-yard line. A big run. And also a new quarterback for Baker. Number 8, Brody Sharp at quarterback for the Gators.
It's like some great speed coming around the left side there for Bodie. Putting those wheels in motion, picking up a first down for the Gators.
Actually, they marked the ball back at the 33-yard line, but a big run, a first down run for Bodie Kolb. And your new quarterback is Brody Sharp. And again, it goes to Bodie Kolb, and this time he's stopped at about the 35-yard line. Brings up second down for the Gators.
I think that might have been Jesse Jordan there at the tailback position. Looked like they had Bodie shifted over to the wingback.
You're right. 2-yard gain brings up second down, 8 for the Gators. Clock rolling, 8:45 to go in the ball game, and they're in command 42-7. So it looks like Jesse South Walton will not get that first win yet.
0-3 for them.
And the win streak will continue for the Gators. And Brody hands off to Bodie, and Bodie stiff-arming a couple of guys and finally flung out of bounds by Tyler Mitchum near the 42-yard line. He'll be very close to a Baker first down.
Making that second and third effort again right there around the corner and literally outrunning the defense to catch the corner and pick up several more yards.
It's actually third down from the 41-yard line, third down and about 3. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Coach Brunson substituting all of his starters. Third down and 3 from the 41-yard line. And Brody hands off to Bodie again off the left side. He breaks one tackle. He's busting through, and he stopped near the 48-yard line and gets the first down for the Baker Gators. So great run by Bodie Kolb.
Like a great job there by Devin Jordan. Ethan Catonhead opened up the left hole, or a hole on that left side rather of the offensive line for Bodie to slip through and pick up the first down.
Jesse, it would be just like a feather in the cap if the second team, I guess you'd call them, could go down and score on the South Walton defense.
They're marching it just like the first team did, little bit by little bit, and if you keep pounding away like that, at some point you're going to have that big breakaway run.
7 minutes to go in the game. And again, Bodie Kolb off the left side. He slips down, tackled by the turf monster, but as a short gain, brings up second down, 9 for the Gators.
It looked like even on that left side there was a lot of open grass, maybe one man to beat. So that would have been a dangerous run right there. Been a great run for the Gators, but a dangerous run for the Seahawks.
It is second down and 8 from midfield. 6.5 to go in the ball game. Baker 42 and South Walton 7. Baker looking to get that win streak up to 31 regular season games.
Right.
And Jesse Jordan on the handoff, and he is knocked back for a loss to about the 46-yard line. Brings up third down. And now a timeout taken by the officials. And we'll take it well. Be back in a moment.
WTJT is honored to recognize a donation from Edge Painting Incorporated. Derek and his crew specialize in interior and exterior repaints, pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, wood and concrete staining, just to name a few. Edge Painting Incorporated has you covered. The number to schedule your free estimate is 850-537-2396. 850-537-2396. Owners Derek and Nikki Edge are proud supporters of Baker Athletics. Go Gators!
Milligan Assembly of God is a proud sponsor of Baker Gator football. Our service times are on Sundays at 9:30 for Sunday school, 10:30 for morning worship, and 6 p.m. for Sunday night explosion. Our midweek service is on Wednesday nights starting at 7 p.m., and there's something for every age group of the family. You can connect with us at mag.church, and you can check us out on Facebook. From Pastor Mike White and the congregation of Milligan Assembly of God, we want to say, Go Gators! Yay!
And welcome back. Third down and about 11 to go from the Baker 47-yard line. 5:55 left in this ball game. Brody Sharp, your new quarterback, pitches back to Bodie Kolb. And Bodie slips by one tackle, puts his head down, and he's out across midfield again and stopped about the 47-yard line. Brings up fourth down for the Gators.
Yeah, great effort there to get those few yards that he got. Maybe about 6 or 7 yards looks like on that carry, but still a little bit short of the first down.
So once again, Jesse, fourth down for the Gators. One of the few times tonight, fourth down, and they're the South Walton 47 and look to be going for it.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it, give them experience on these fourth down situations as well, because at some point during the season, I'm sure they're going to have to be able to go for these fourth down conversions.
And I believe we have a new center. No. Have a new right guard, Josh Smith. Bodie Kolb on the left side. He's got the first down and then some, and he is pulled down from behind near the 40-yard line, but a great run by Bodie Kolb, and he gets that first down for the Gators.
So it might have been very close to a horse collar there on that tackle, but nonetheless, a first down, moves the chains, and keeps eating that clock. They're doing this consistently tonight, and I think that if that's the main game plan they went into here with, they've executed perfectly.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes to go, and that gamble does play off. Bodie Kolb gets that first down at the 40-yard line of South Walton. 4.5 to go in the ball game, and Baker in the lead, 42-7. And trying to add one more touchdown. Brody Sharp under center, and pitch back goes to Jesse Jordan. Jesse burst around that right side. He's across the 30-yard line to about the 29. Should be a first down for the Gators, and it is.
It's like he was tripped up there by number 25, Alex Parton of the Seahawks, and just saved that touchdown run right there by the shoelaces.
Jesse in the fourth quarter over in Crestview. Crestview and Godby tied at 20 in the fourth quarter.
Interesting game there.
Crestview lost a big one last week to Escambia. And tonight facing another tough contest with Tallahassee Godby over in Crestview. 3.5 to go in this ball game. It is 1st and 10 Baker. Ball at the South Walton 29-yard line. Brody Sharp under center. And now flag comes in.
Delay a game.
And that's the drawback when you put in your second team players. If they're not used to running that offense, sometimes that play clock gets away from them. Of course, we've seen the first team do it in times past,
Sure, but even at this point, I'm seeing a lot of subs come in and out. Maybe personnel confusion, not sure who's supposed to be on the field, trying to get as much playing time for some of these guys as possible in case they have to step into that starting role. They'll have that experience to back up the playing time.
Exactly. It is 1st and 15 back at the South Walton 34-yard line. 2:52 to go in the ball game. And Sharp hands the ball off to Shane White. And Shane gets down to about the 30-yard line. 4-yard run, 2nd down, 11 for the Gators.
Good read there by Brody Sharp on the dive. You end up giving it to the fullback because the defensive end, it comes straight up the field, going for the running back or the tailback in the backfield. So good read there, good dive, picked up a few yards.
Robbie, you got something to say? You look like you do.
Well, I kind of got engrossed in the game there for a few minutes when Bodie was out there playing, so I didn't have a whole lot to say then. But just a great job, even by the second-team offensive line, just going out there and playing hard.
And now over in Crestview, Jesse, Godby has taken the lead, 27-20 over Crestview.
Wow.
Godby on top in the fourth quarter. Crestview trying to rebound from that tough loss at Escambia last Friday night.
Right.
Timeout taken on the field. We'll take it as well. Be right back in a moment.
WTJT would like to say thank you to the Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union for supporting our coverage of Baker Gator football. Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union offers a wide variety of financial services with 4 locations, including the Baker branch location at the entrance to Baker School next to the Gator Cafe. They can be reached at 850-537-9815 or on the web at OkaloosaFCU.org. You can be a member of the credit union if you live, work, or worship or attend school in Okaloosa County. For all your financial needs, it's Okaloosa County Teachers Federal Credit Union, achieving goals together.
And welcome back. Brody Sharp keeps the ball, and he's stopped just shy of the first down. Third down and about 4 for the Gators.
Good luck, he might have bobbled that snap right there at the very beginning, picked it back up, and maybe a busted play, and still got a few yards out of it. So great job there by the quarterback.
If you can gain positive yards on a negative play, that's always a positive thing.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Third down and 4 for the Gators. And handoff goes to Jesse Jordan. He finds a hole. He's to the 10, the 5, and finally pulled down inside the 5-yard line. And Jesse Jordan almost breaks it there, Jesse Jernigan.
Yes, he did. Very good run there. And again, the offensive line's picking up their blocks, even downfield, to create that open space for Jesse Jordan to run in.
It is first and goal. The ball is just inside the South Walton 5-yard line. A minute 28 to go in the ball game. Baker on top, 42-7 now. Kind of a mixed emotions or mixed feelings. Do you want to punch it in and run the score up on South Walton? But at the same time, you want your second team guys to get a chance to score. So
right, give them a chance to taste the end zone as well, and I think that will be a good thing for them.
And now a flag comes in. Jesse Jordan trying to get off the field, and it's going to be a legal substitution. Too many men there on the field, so that'll back him up about 5 yards.
But I wouldn't consider it running up the score on South Walton. I think they would understand if they were in the same situation, that experience for the backup team is necessary to be able to go deep in playoffs and deep in the season.
Well, they could take a knee here and let the clock run out. But then again, these guys work and practice just as hard, and they want a chance to score. But I believe Brody Sharp is going to take a knee.
He did.
Yeah. And I've heard both arguments. I've heard a coach a long time ago say, well, it's not my job for my defense to let you score.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But classy move by Coach Brunson there to be able to just yield it. We're up 42-7, 20 seconds left in the game to kneel it.
And that's the way this ball game is going to end. So Baker, 5 straight wins over South Walton. They go to 2 wins, no losses on the year, and South Walton drops to 0-3, still looking for that first win. And your final score, Baker 42, South Walton 7. Robbie Colburne will get it with Coach Brunson in just a moment, but right now we'll take a break and be right back after this.
We are proud to acknowledge the support of Whitehurst Powell Funeral Home in Crestview. They are a family-owned and operated funeral home, open 7 days a week, and can handle all funeral needs. Plus, they offer advanced planning. Whitehurst Powell is also home to the Southern Heritage Crematory. They are located at 436 James Lee Boulevard, and the phone number is 850-682-3052. Owner Andy Powell is committed to caring for you in your time of need, and is also proud to help make coverage of Baker Gator football possible.
When One of our sponsors this year for our live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football is Wise Equipment in Crestview. Wise Equipment specializes in sales and services of Kubota and John Deere mowers and tractors. They carry Steel and John Deere chainsaws, line trimmers, and blowers. Plus, they have John Deere toys. All products are backed by a manufacturer's warranty. Wise Equipment is located at 1147 South Verdon Boulevard in Crestview and can be reached at 850-682-3366. Staff here at WTJT would like to say thank you to Health Smart Pharmacy and Melody Thompson for their support of WTJT and this year's live coverage of Baker Gator varsity football. Health Smart Pharmacy offers a wide range of products and services. Not only can they meet your pharmaceutical needs, they also have products such as Simple Southern t-shirts, You Might Be, gift cards, and mugs. They also have Sorelli and other fashion jewelry. They have collegiate items as well as country western gifts for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. And of course, they have t-shirts for our local Baker Gators. Health Smart Pharmacy is located on the left just through the light in downtown Baker and can be reached by phone at 850-537-6266. Thanks again to Health Smart Pharmacy for your support of WTJT and our local football team.
And welcome back to Doug Griffith Memorial Stadium. The Gators go to 2-0 on the season. And back-to-back weeks, they have kept the opponent to 7 points.
7 points, right. Great showing by the defense tonight. I knew that was going to be a key to the game. Coach Brunson mentioned it. We talked about it in the pregame and throughout the game. The defensive line stepped up, did a fantastic job. Secondary did a fantastic job, and a great showing by the Baker defense and the Baker offense.
Exactly. Your final score of 42-7. And Robbie Colburne, are you listening to us down there?
Yeah, I am. I'm amongst everybody here. Coach Brunson's with somebody right now, but we'll get with him here in just a few seconds and get his final thoughts on tonight's game.
Well, Robbie, what's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, I think we played, all the way around. We played a great heck of a ball game. I mean, the defense showed up tonight and stopped the passing attack of South Walton, and then offensively, we were just clicking on all cylinders. And Coach Brunson talked about that running back committee, and that's the way they did tonight. And every one of the running backs did a great job because the offensive line did their job.
Well, now next week, Robbie, we go to Northview, another big challenge for the Baker Gators. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's a game that the Gators are going to have to, I think, get out to a fast start. We didn't do that so well when we played them in the preseason game, and I think that's going to be important for them to get out to a fast start and control the line of scrimmage and do what they did tonight, that ground and pound, and just run the clock off and keep their offense off the field.
Well, Ronnie, going back to the preseason game, they really the starting offense played just the one quarter, and they only lost because they went for the 2-point conversion. I don't put a lot of faith in a preseason game because to me it's a glorified practice. It's a chance to hit somebody besides your own teammates. Nonetheless, you make a good point, but we'll be up there next week, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to catch Coach Brunson here in just a few seconds.
No problem.
He's getting some hugs from some fans, and so we'll get him here in just a second and talk with him.
So Coach Brunson goes to 8-1 against South Walton in his 9th year here at Baker.
Absolutely.
And so they've won the last 5 straight. And also, Jesse, that win streak, regular season, 31 games they have won.
Wow.
So they are fast. I want to find out for sure. The mid-'80s, it was like 39 or 42, and now here's Robbie and Coach Brunson.
Well, Coach, you talked about starting fast in the pregame show. Your team came out firing on all cylinders and came out in the second half and finished well.
Yeah, again, I think our offensive line was able to control the game, and those guys have worked hard, and they're very strong, and Coach O1 does a great job with those guys, and we got some guys get behind them and run hard downhill, and that's kind of who we are right now. I think we can develop as the season goes, but right now our identity is getting off tackle and banging it in there and trying to get 4, and then those 4 yards run turn into 10 or 12, and then we'll break one eventually, but we're kind of a grinded out, and Sam did a good job tonight on some boots and scored a touchdown, completed a couple passes, and we'll be developing his talents as we go too. It's only week 2, so it's going to be fun to watch these guys as we go.
Well, Coach, get a little tougher maybe next week as we head over to Northview to take on the Chiefs over there. Your thoughts about that?
Northview come in here and battled us in the Kickoff Classic, and we've got a storied history with us and Century, and then us and Northview once they got together. But it should be a great high school game, and they want to beat Baker. They hadn't since, I think, 2012. But we have a great week of preparation. It should be a fun game.
All right, Coach. Enjoy this, and we'll see you next week.
And thanks, Robbie and Coach Brunson. So, any final thoughts, Jesse?
Final thoughts is I think we've got some great momentum this season. Great 2 showings by the Gators in both of our home games next week again. As Robbie just mentioned and Coach Brunson has talked about, facing Northview at Northview. So it might be a little bit more of a different story, a little bit of a difficult game. Anytime you go on the road, it's a little bit more of a challenge, but I think we're up to it.
I agree. There is a young lady here who wants to say something about next week's game. So right now, Bailey, go for it. Join us next week.
Join us next week at Northview. And as always, go Gators!
There you go. Well, thanks again. Once again, your final score, Baker 42, South Walton 7. For Robbie Colburne, Jesse Jernigan, I'm Mark Forehand. Have a great weekend.